that we could be in love, lighting up the dark. But there's nothing I can do, I can never get to you. So I'm looking for a miracle, like if somebody be so beautiful, yeah. It's only a dream, it's how I feel, that you deserve better than me.
What is up, Dallas? What is up? A very good evening, मेरी जान के लोगों. Very good evening. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing, dudes? ये कैसे रेस्ट लिया? मस्त 1 घंटा रेस्ट लिया. मस्त 1 घंटा ऐसा रेस्ट लिया कि मेरे को 1 घंटा 10 घंटा जैसे लगा. एकदम मजेदार रेस्ट लिया तेरे भाई ने. कैसे व्हाट इज व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल डे. समझ रहे हो? आज एकदम पॉजिटिव वाला डे लग रहा है. लव यू बंक्स भाई, लव यू टू. वीसीटी फॉर्मेट चेंज देखा? मेरे को देखना है रे, मेरे को देखना है. मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने भेजा है, मेरे को देखना है. लेकिन फॉर्मेट के हिसाब से एकदम क्रेजी वाला सीन लग रहा है. हाँ, एकदम वैलो 2.0 वाला फील आ रहा है. मेरे को देखना है, लेकिन मेरे को देखना है. मतलब वापस वो सब चालू हो गया ना, रीजनल मैचेस और वो सब ओपा स्टफ, द ओपा स्टफ. कल एसेटल वर्सेस RNTX है, क्रेजी सीन होगा. कल ही है क्या? हाँ भाई, कल ही है. मेरे को लगा 1 दिन छोड़ के. ठीक है. कल होगा बेस्ट ऑफ 5 और तुम लोगों को तो पता है कौन मारेगा. हाँ, यप. कप्पा MVP 101% लिख के लो. कप्पा MVP रहेगा. माँ कसम रहेगा. ऐसा दिन मेरा 2 दिन गया ना बैक टू बैक. क्या मज़ेदार. 20 घंटा ले शूट, इधर आया, सोया, जैसी उठा, खतरनाक एसिटल मैच. हाँ, हेवी खेला बॉयज़. एकदम क्रेजी खेले. मज़ा ही आ गया. आ जाओ. लेट्स गो. घर आ रहा हो आपके, आ जाओ, जल्दी आओ. हेयर इज हेयरिंग टुडे. सच्ची? दैट्स अ W. मासूम फैम आ रहा है. थैंक यू फॉर द 400 मेरी जान के डे. थैंक यू फॉर द 400. Thank you for the 400. Hello Bunks by Acetol on top. मेरी जान के बेटे, Acetol on top. Love you मेरी जान. That is true.
You wanted to boost your own race.
No, he wanted to play Raise on Breeze, and I was saying, no, we're not doing that. We just
what do you mean? Have you seen his operator?
मेरे को membership message नहीं मिला.
So yeah, let's get back to
Anyway,
picking nothing too. Oh,
No, okay.
Neon Phoenix ठीक है. क्या?
That's fire. To be honest with you, I've not seen a
Chamber is
मेरे को नहीं
fire. I
लगता है
do remember how it
mix
was in
लेगा.
2022. I really hope that this time around he remembers how
Omen
to
नहीं
set
है.
up before the round starts. For the Cooper, you were so close.
How are you, bro?
already
I am
won this
Gucci.
tournament, and you were going to give us the first mix. Why not pray? But yeah, also seeing 7 on that Neon.
I love this variation from
Sinner
Pacific on
bolte.
this Gen 3 composition. Dropping
Yeah.
the Killjoy, which is pretty useless against a Neon that can run through all your stuff. Having the Chamber instead, being able to get those picks and then play for an advantage retake.
Can
That's
you
what
run
I'm looking
across?
for from this
Can you
team.
run across?
आज
That's-
बंग में जान कर
that's
डे.
what I can say.
हाय. Dharamshil bhai, thank you for the 10 gifted dollars मेरी जान करते, thank you for the 10 gifted chat, जिसको भी गिफ्ट मारे एकदम टैग करके छुपा देता हूँ मेरे भाई को. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Love you मेरी जान, love you मेरी जान. By finally Sada members, I think we have crossed 25. I think we are pretty sure कि Sada membership we have crossed 25. That's a W.
Chamber specifically this matchup.
Okay, I like it. There's some things for us to look out to there as we're looking at those players getting ready for themselves. Jumping in to map 1 with our casters, Mitch and Tom.
Oh, we've seen
If Vegetal wins tomorrow game, are they in Ascension?
Now it's time for them to try
Everybody
to reach
is
those
in
levels yet
Ascension
again.
this
Last
year.
week, so-so. But now
Because there
a
is
chance
no
for them to
Ascension.
thrive against what many talk about as the worst team in EMEA. But at the same time, Pacific, you heard it in the interview, they want to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I think this is the game where, well, for
Samad bhai,
either side,
thank you for
it's
the
kind of
membership,
battle
मेरी जान.
of the bottom to
Kaas
be a little
दोस्त
bit
कितने
harsh.
मैच
Like, if these teams make it to playoffs with how they played last week, I think they'll be quite happy and they can look to grow from there. But if you lose this game, I think we're counting that team out. Like with how tough this group is.
कैसे
like,
हो
you're
John
talking about
TK?
the likes of BBL, Fnatic, Vitality. Even Eternal Fire look pretty
Rest
damn
ले
good.
लेता.
So
बाद
I'm
में ले
looking at
लेंगे
these
rest
two teams
उसमें
going, I almost need one of you to win this convincingly to make me believe that you're going to
क्या लगता है,
compete
Jack?
in that group at
So
all.
strange to think about that.
Seen
The
it
fact
by,
that
yeah,
GX were at
Gurbino,
champions
Gurbino,
last year, at the end of last year, and now we're talking about them hopefully making it to
Valorant
playoffs.
देखा नहीं रे मेरे को
It is
देखने का आज
a
देखता हूँ.
change, but there's been lots of changes, and as you heard on the analyst desk, a change in patch as well. Perhaps we'll see that Waylay fade out, as indeed no Waylay here, but the west side, Phoenix, this
shot.
was definitely drawing our eye when it came to the game last week, and no surprise he's locked it in here, already locking in the first headshot as well. Something west side thrives at. GX finding themselves a man to the good as the spike's going down on C.
Yeah, they've really
भाई
struggled
अगर
on the
वाइपर
defensive
जिंदा
side of the
रहेगा
map. Their attack was
तो कुछ हो
sublime, so
सकता है,
this
वरना
first
लग गया,
half
वरना लग
It's going to
गया.
be interesting to see if they're able to fix their issues. Valorant,
Oh,
well, he had a bit of a troublesome week
oh,
last week. It doesn't look like it's getting any better. Cooper under pressure.
अरे
He will
यार
be able to
क्या
fall back to his
एजेंट है
team.
यार.
That X duo,
किसको सपोर्ट?
Liquid Academy, looking to try and hold the line. It's all
GX
on to Ninja. He will not be able to do so. A
GX को
solid
सपोर्ट भाई,
first
गुरबिंदो
round from the
भाई.
side of GX, and well, already
बंक भाई,
pretty
नो
doing
मर्सी भाई,
okay on
कोरोना
the
में
defensive side
नाइफ
'cause
देंगे
they
मुझे
are
अगर
halfway
उनको
to what they
5 के हो
managed
गए
when they played Vitality.
अभी तो
Yeah,
150
it was
करवा
a
दो
bit
चैट.
shaky, and I think that's a conversation to be had there when it comes to Ara. Last year, we talked about him as being inconsistent, up and down, and this year, it does kind of feel like we're seeing the same, but I do think the changes
5 के
might
हम
favor him.
कराएं.
His Waylay looked really rough. He found it hard to get any value off of it, and now with it maybe moving out of the
Minimum
pool,
150
moving towards
gifted.
Neon, which historically has been
Red
more
का
of a
rate
strength
है ये,
from him
minimum.
in some of the bigger games they had last year. I like that, and I do think for
है
him,
कि नहीं?
the important thing is to try to
Final
stop
में
that
Astral
bounce up
versus
and down.
Astral,
He's so
crazy,
solid when
crazy.
it comes to his ceiling, but we too often see him play at his floor.
Yeah, for sure. As you saw on the lower third, it is going to be the first time we've seen Pacific play this
3,
map
2.
at all. And while it's not the cleanest start, already Ara down and Flickless incredibly low. Paranoia will be sent through, and they've not actually managed to put the pressure on to Flickless.
Gun drop
The
कर
danger,
सकते हैं
of course, is still
Binks by
Alarante
Astral
lurking
group game
around the
कबोंगे
edge of
Mr.
that
Astral
smoke. And the gun that
55 fun
they
game
picked
with
up,
Astral members.
obviously a lot
Love you
better
soon
if
मेरी जान
somebody
करते हैं.
pushes
अभी
there.
तो सब लोग सब
Unless, of
चीज
course,
में
you're on
बिजी है.
Neon, but
तो
unfortunately for
hopefully
them,
soon,
7 is
hopefully
already
soon
down.
मेरी जान.
Taking
Hopefully
down for
देखते
that
हैं ये
space
भी कुछ
trade,
होता है कि
and
नहीं.
as you said, the judge, great
Love
if
you
they go
मेरी
walk
जान.
it in the garage, but we would have
Some-
some serious
some gaming
questions
after
about
matches
GX's
नहीं,
shot
मेरे
calling
आत्मा जा चुकी
if
है.
that was to be the case. Instead, they'll have to
मेरे
close the
आत्मा को
distance the
तोड़ और
old-fashioned
सारा
way. There is a
चाहिए.
camera watching the walkout. The judge, well and truly spotted there. Although with 34 HP, range
भाई वो लोग
isn't
डैमेज
going
दे
to be
सकते
too
हैं.
much
यहाँ
of a
पे
problem.
3v3 है.
That judge can find a few shots onto Flickless. He's going to wait for backup, play this on backside. But this explosion from Pacific, if they go through that smoke, they have got a chance of making this
भाई बहुत
favorable fight
heavy
even.
chance है.
Checking the right way, they'll at least get one. The question of damage answered
Chance
with
नहीं
3
था.
players alive for GX.
Chance नहीं था.
Not too
और
bad
वो
in the
shotgun
end,
वाला ही
especially
दो
with how things
मारता,
started out and
trade
for
होते,
them to get those
फिर
initial
सिटी वाले को
defensive
मारता,
rounds.
1v1 होता,
Although it
तो
is worth
शायद से,
mentioning
लेकिन
that with
इतना
having
chance
that
नहीं.
chamber as a more aggressive sentinel on the defense, you
But
could
good
argue
वो हो
that
गया बे.
maybe this composition
Good
is a little
bonus
bit
हो
more
गया वो लोग
defensive
का.
from Pacific, so maybe
भाई
both
नया
teams
meta
are
है क्या
looking
अभी लेकिन?
for that second half. I am
Neon को
excited
दे
to
दो
see
एक
more of
shotgun
the
और
seven
भेजो
duelist
damage
stuff.
के लिए.
I want to see how he's going to be able to be that little bit
RV
more
की
aggressive
chest
while
में
CNED
किधर
can
है
maybe
RV
play
के
a bit
भाई?
like Filu did, like having that operator on attack
What
when
happened
they
to
can
her?
afford it.
सो के उठा यार.
An important win for GX on this map as well, with Pearl up next.
Okay,
A 13-3 last week. Have to change their comp most likely, with it being Ara on the waylay. He was 1-8 in first kills. Had a really tough game. Nice opening here from Seven. Again, him on the duelist, opening up a lot of space. And the B-side plant already coming through. Got to be cautious to the flank, but that's exactly what Ninja's doing, locking that down with a deeper play from Alorante. Losing CNED, not ideal, but of course, Seven is here to pull back every advantage that they'll give them. This is a stellar round already. Sticking around for more in Seven. With 4 on the tally, only Ara left to fall.
उसको पता है shotgun है, उसको पता है shotgun है.
Not too many examples of where that judge could be used favorably. Seven's low, so you know maybe that's your prime target, but the ace just
भाई
1 kill away.
उसको पता है.
And Ara's almost teasing them with it. Oh, it's so close. The shots don't land yet. But in the end, it seemed inevitable.
बाप रे इस बोलते.
It's one of those things where you want to get that confidence brewing, especially on the
उसको पता था.
but this was all him. I think there was hesitation at the end because you go, well, I don't want to give a rifle away.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to turn this into 2 guns being dropped versus a bonus, but
ऐसे के दे बंग भाई WhatsApp group के join कर mouse.
Isolated fights. And also the confidence.
पहला बाय राउंड और सीधा एस मारा भाई ने.
One away from his ultimate, but this is where things should get a little bit more difficult. You can see Westside already having that run it back online and in a fairly aggressive position. There you go.
Full
Straight
retake
down
है.
mid he goes, and well, it's actually Ara to take the initial fight and lose.
लेकिन उसने
Could run out.
Yeah, aggression on A.
मारा कहाँ से?
Lose a player. Ult used to aggress down Garage. Nothing found either, and now GX, having played their hand early, they're way
और
behind.
क्या heavy mood push किया था भाई वो
Recovery,
लोग ने.
there's no easy answer to this, especially with how Pacific are playing. Look how
Ninja को
patient they
पूरा
are.
mid
They've got
run
a pick
करना पड़ेगा.
a minute 10 into the round, and they're still spread in a default, still covering their
कर दे,
bases
कर
for
दे,
any
risk
extra
मत
pushes
ले.
that might have come down or might come down
कर
from
दे.
then on. And it looks like we're going to at least indeed get the drone
ठीक
coming out
है,
on
mid
mid.
खाली
A
है,
little bit of posturing in
window
that
खाली
direction
है.
while GX group up and walk
ठीक है.
through on A. How many did Alorante
अभी
pursue?
जाओ जिधर जाने का.
I think it was only 2, but it's enough to send them to C.
सी बराबर साइड पे जा रहे.
Yeah, it's very open C site. You do have the cam available, which
निकाल
will
लिया
give a
वो लोग
little bit
round.
of additional information. If you watched any of the Vitality game, this was how they sort of adapted to GX when playing that attack, was you just slow down. You let them come to you, and I'm hoping that GX have worked on having a little bit more in the tank. This retake setup seems to be the goal, but they are losing those fights again, though. Westside springing to life. He's given a small chance to Cloud. Well, maybe a chance of the 1v1, but he's not looking the right way.
W बोलते.
Big danger from
अब तो आप भी जा सकते हो VCT. Language इतना बाप है क्या अभी road map?
If they were looking to full retake from spawn,
हाँ?
if it took them a
क्या
second or
क्या?
two.
Mods को बताओ ना इतना बाप है क्या road map? अब तो आप भी जा सकते हो मतलब? बहुत crazy है क्या? 2027 is like crazy किया रे टुन.
But it's not enough this time for GX to keep that lead. Tied up
बहुत
2-2,
मस्त
and
है,
now on an eco, it looks like we're going to pass the
Same
baton over to
2021
Pacific.
जैसे.
Yeah.
हाँ?
I do wonder if this is a map that Pacific are going to be happy to play going
Full
forward,
qualifiers at
or if it
least
was
9
just
types.
we
हो
watched
जाए taste
GX
strength of
play
it.
Haven and we're
लेकिन
not
players
worried
बचेंगे
because
market
this isn't a map that they played. Like, they've not been particularly keen to play this. I think they banned it last week, but when you watch the way that GX played the defensive side, it was
कोई
just
भी
keep
qualify हो
pushing, keep pushing,
के
keep
जा
pushing.
सकता है.
So if you have faith in your own default, which I imagine Cooper will do,
एक सेकंड क्या बोला मर्सी को तूने?
I think they're going to be fairly comfortable playing this attack, and I want to see if GX do have a more passive look. Now in this round, they do, but this is
कल
just
इंटरव्यू
trying to
एजेंस
gamble
कर
the
दो
rotation.
आपका कास्ट दोस्त ले
We've seen
पाओ
this
मेरे को
before,
नहीं लगता
used off of
इंटरव्यू
like a
अच्छा
KO
जाएगा तेरा.
knife, even the early reveal, and then full stack the other side of the map with an advanced position. But 3 players sitting in spawn off of next to no info. Trips aren't particularly far. The drone went in, but we haven't seen, I don't think we even saw the reveal go up for quite a while. It was like a minute left on the clock. and now they've spread into a default. It's a strange looking round. But in the end, it will be a gamble once again. Cover the bases, make sure that the defensive line hasn't been broken, and now rotate to A, where they already find their opening pick. The problem being, the rest of Pacific are towards this C side. And Footless has got the bandit. It's not like he's helpless in that fight, but he makes the wise choice to wait for backup.
W. निकाल तो सकते हो लोग 4v5 easy.
It's only really
So ult भी है.
Has anything to play with, the few pistols that can be put in as well. Shot darts might make things a little bit more difficult for Seven in the backline. In fact, the trades have worked.
Oh my god, he's at that.
Maybe on for his second ace of the game.
Yeah,
oh
my
4 rounds so far,
god,
fifth
chat.
in this one. It could be 2 aces in 5
Oh
rounds.
my
If
god.
he can manage to take it home. He's in the right place at the right time.
Oh my god, दो ace.
We had Cloric, another import.
3 round में से 2 round उसका ace है.
1v5 into a 1v4. Now we've had in 5 rounds 2 aces.
Yeah, I mean, they're just one of the best players that we've got in the scene, honestly. 7, when they joined here again.
Why here by 6-7?
Hey,
Huh? 6-7 है?
Ace is an ace, my man. An ace is an ace. We said this, that, like, someone that came with a lot
बाप रे,
of
दो
fight
ace
to our
मार,
region, but
balanced
we've seen
agent
that
है ना?
before, and often that just leads to expectations being built higher than reality can ever meet. 7 has exceeded expectations, even though they were set very high. 10-3 right now, a solid start, and Pacific get the lead with that play. Now for GX to go back onto a full buy, to try to fight yet again on even footing, and these rounds have typically been overextensions on their part getting punished. Pacific, as a result,
I
to sit
think
back
GX
and wait,
जीतेगा,
at least for those first 30 seconds.
This time though, GX have been a little bit more patient. I'd still like to see the operator come in. I think that will help quite a bit with this. Grabinho, he's not going to survive, but the trades are good. Leaves them in an advantage. A chance to equalize with Ninja and Alorante, the last two. But the bigger problem is they don't have the spike or any space. And well, Ninja has found information, but at the cost of, well, almost his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, now becoming an impossible task. The last man dropped it. For Pacific, the way that they approach this round, I think, is just expecting that GX will stop pushing, that they will sit back and wait. And the hope is that the B side is where the weakness sits, but evidently that's not the case. As soon as 7 loses that fight, maybe that's where they need a call for the pullback. But again, they hope that's the only guy. We can isolate that fight.
Neon weak लग रहा है, थोड़ा buff होना चाहिए, थोड़ा हो सकता है.
Revealed West side there as well.
Well, jump from having 0 to 2 aces.
It's not bad. It's been good so far. The one thing I will say is I do wonder if GX are passive continuously, how difficult this is going to become for Seven. Because he is sort of the tip of the spear. It's not a double duelist. Like, you can't have Cena doing exactly the same thing.
English बात क्या?
The answer, though, is they're not going to be doing it at all. That is a full mid-push already, with space taken in towards the window. The rest of the team, though, are patiently waiting, but it leaves some pretty hefty gaps, only really covered by a trip.
Gamble worth taking for the trap that they're looking to spring. 2 flashes waiting in the garage. There's contact, paranoia, and the flash. The curveball sent through, but it gets nothing. An immediate stun sends them back. Good work for Pacific.
इसके वजह से वो लोग जिधर जा रहे हैं ना बराबर जा रहे हैं. साइफर जाएगा अभी.
Knows now that they're moving to the A site, but Cloud has to either hold his ground or get out alive, and he at least manages the ladder.
Oh, लग गया.
This is where you look at
लग गया.
that retake setup. Having the ultimate gives a little bit more of an opportunity to get back into the site. It's also where CNED's operator can become that little bit more deadly. Just watching that flank, patiently waiting.
क्या सीन रीटेक एनएच के लग रहा है मेरे को?
Needs to be a pacey swing.
काउंटर वाला सीन है.
Well, he does, but there's a second layer to it. 7.
वो लोग लेकिन रीटेक करेंगे कैसे सिटी
Now
से?
Westside goes through with the ult, but he's not able to connect the shots. He needs someone to attempt to trade, and it's a little bit further behind. Even still, they're making this work. Time ticking. Ninja, the only one remaining. He gets back into the smoke.
भाई easy था रीटेक. अगर तुम लोगों ने देखा रहेगा ना,
will now give
वो
GX
retake
back
बहुत
the
easy
lead.
था वो लोग
Yeah,
के लिए
needed an extra second on that smoke, and he
वो
would
लोग
have been
ऐसा
fine,
फाइट
but
लिया जहाँ
felt
पे वो
his
लोग के
pants
लिए
down
retake
there.
easy
That's
था
gonna
अगर
be
तुम
four
लोगों ने देखा
for
है तो
GX. Very well done again, coming into the next round with Hunter's Fury thanks to that. From
सिटी
Cloud,
वाइपर स्मोक होने के
they're
बावजूद
set up to fight their way right back into a convincing lead. And you know, you look at some of these rounds from GX. I did think back to 2 ago where they went for that B control.
Binks, hello.
They
I
went
knew
without
our
the
Valor
initiator.
team will
It
do
seemed like
well.
a
I
little
won't
bit of a
tag you
blip
and
as
I
they
got
pushed the
Esports before
extremities
the
on
tournament
C
started.
and on A
Let's go.
short,
Much love
then
to you,
sent
Bug.
3
I
players to
love
dive
you.
in
We
blindly
I
for the
love you.
B
मेरे
take.
जाने के
That's
day. Love you.
a symbol
दो
of
दिन कहाँ
confidence
गायब
on their
थे
side that they
में?
thought 7 could just decimate that opening fight. But you really can't put it all on one guy to do that. 4-3. And I think this is where Pacific, well,
Wow,
I
Raiden.
would have thought,
Analysis.
group up, play
Thank
more
you.
direct, get in towards that site. But it's slow. Again, pressure towards
क्या
end,
लग रहा है?
getting some
2-0
intel
लग
out,
रहा है?
the push
2-1
up
लग
from
रहा है
Ara
मेरे
as
को
well,
हल्का
the
सा
up
2-1
avoided.
लग रहा है
And now they'll group for this B
2-1
hit, this
GX
time
लग
with
रहा
their
है मेरे को।
initiator to back them up. And I
Reed's
think
good though.
टेक्निकली
that's
देखना
what was
चाहिए तो
missing. Like a little reveal through
T1
that smoke,
थोड़ा सा
set
T1
7 up
बोलो
for
GX
success.
थोड़ा सा strong
Although
तो
the
है
drone's going into garage, this is all a ruse to take
Yeah.
late C.
Counter paranoia. 3 players were already here, and it leaves it onto
Uh-oh,
Flickless.
वो
He's been
अकेला
good
है।
so far. Hunter's Fury through.
बाप रे,
Once
उसने
again,
क्या
Flickless
ult
holding his
मारा है,
ground, but it's
इतना
more
प्यारा।
on West side. Joined a little bit later, still fighting on the site, and this Phoenix ever so fierce. It leaves CNET alone.
सीनेड
No operator in
सीनेड
hand anymore, and of course the defense, they'll be waiting for
स्मोक
Ara.
से सबकी आइसोलेट कर
Oh,
दिया
there's his get out of jail free card now. He's going to
Okay.
sustain those fights. The stun is
अरे
perfect.
बाप रे
CNET with
टी
a hell of a
रे
try. But the round
माँ
falls
कसम
again into the hands of
ऑलमोस्ट टू लेट
GX.
ऑलमोस्ट था
That would have been a big one to reset this fight and keep us
सीनेड
neck
भाई आ
and
रहे
neck.
पे फॉर्म
But
में
again, you look at Westside, how much value this guy is
Yeah.
able to get in positions where often you call them one
जल्दी
and
खत्म होगा तो
done.
five
Not
man.
for him. Just
तुम सो
keeps
जा
on
भैया।
going.
Really good Hunter's Fury as well from Cloud. I think that connected on multiple players, gave not only the positioning away, but also did some additional damage.
Captain नाम लेके, that
completely
is true,
disrupts
that
the
is
take.
true.
But I also just like
Did you see
much
VCT
better
structure
the way
with
that
open
GX are playing this
qualifiers?
defensive
नहीं।
side. Like you go back to how they
मेरे
played
को
it
दो ना
last
कोई
week,
link,
and
mods
it
कोई
was
link दो ना,
incredibly
देखना है।
rough. And now instead, they're slowing it down. They're happy to play passive. They're happy to play retake. Those are all things that was just like, we need to keep running at them. A man, though, who
Google
has
is the
put
best
2
link.
of the 3 rounds
VCT
on the board so far for
2027.
Pacific. And what, the man coming from Mexico, the one guy in our region, that one of the imports, he's been a bright spark of this team, but let's be real, Mitch, there needs to be more.
Well, that's the thing. We've been wondering, because it was the case
आज क्या
from the
तारीख है? 8
debut
ना?
of 7
Yeah.
that they looked like a fantastic player. Putting up numbers, big rounds as well. Never really any doubt in that department. But we have on the team players like CNET, who have been at a time the best player in the world,
ये रहा।
without a doubt.
A while ago.
A long time ago. We're going back to the ancient
अरे
scrolls.
बहुत बड़ा है
but-
रे पढ़ना पड़ेगा
It was crazy time. It's back when we had open qualifiers.
Yeah, imagine that.
Imagine that.
Imagine
Oh
that.
fuck बहुत
The
लंबा
good
है
old
बहुत
days.
लंबा है
Well,
पढ़ना पड़ेगा मेरे को
You never
बहुत
know
कुछ है
when the good old days will come back. And for CNET, he's looking to capture that spark yet again. And indeed,
मिल गया
new heroes.
VCT हाँ
Valorant,
देखा
we
वही
know,
देख
is
रहा
a
हूँ मैं
crazy high ceiling as well.
बहुत कुछ लिखा है इसमें
on
बहुत
that
कुछ लिखा है
Sexy. 5-3. GX building up some steam, pushing the economy of Pacific to the limits. So they have another full buy here, but it's expensive. And the ultimates they have
बोलो
to
ये
fall back
retake क्या
on.
वापस
Really just come
बोलो
down to that
retake तो
Viper's
अच्छा है
pit.
ये।
This time, presence on C.
भाई वो लोग को मालूम तो पड़ गया है कि
GX
fake
left
है
all alone as Cloud, and now he's surrounded. Not so easy to get out. Scot-free, a price to be paid, and the paranoia should lock that
बेचारा।
in. Pacific trade out the early fight, and we'll get a plant now.
अरे
They'll run it back this time, but
हल्का सा
the
लेफ्ट राइट हो गया
overdrive.
वहाँ पे
Pit makes sense. Gonna make it tougher to get out. What's saying that? Ara's just gone. Rifle retrieved. One's
माँ
been
कसम
killed
का
out
movement
by the
पे आ रहा
flames
का?
as well, so that's at least gonna make things a little
Oh.
bit easier. Almost a frag. A swing around from Grabinho,
एक
but
second
that's the
रुकता,
lone
Vex-
player.
West
They still
side
are
free
yet
kill
to
था
find
उसका।
the Viper of Valorante lurking in the darkness. But the problem is that spike positioning. They now need to swing
नहीं,
out
फिर
of
भी
the
मार
pit.
देंगे वो लोग।
They need to go looking to try and deny. And the second they are, they're just waiting on the other side. It was an idea to stop them getting back into the site, but the second they did, that post plant fell apart.
Yeah, it's the fact the cage from Flickless, he has a safe space to jump into, so Cooper couldn't punish him. And once, as you said, once they break out of that, You're
मेरे को
kind of
लगा
done
पिट
at
गिरा
that
के
point.
फाइट
That's
करेंगे
why
एक
Aaron,
साथ.
while the pit was still going up, was like, I'm sending it over the
Get in
top.
there.
Like, the worst thing is, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Let's have a look. He did not use overdrive.
No.
He went out with an op in
With an
hand,
op, swapped
thinking,
the rifle.
I will pick up a gun.
Yeah.
Which
भाई लेकिन
is
crazy
insane.
moment,
It is a
crazy
little bit
moment,
When you have an ult,
actually
it's
crazy
not like
moment
what
था.
you need to keep for a rainy day, really.
Yeah. A bold play from Aaron.
जो
with the
South Asia
confidence
qualifier
showing,
वो
and,
kickoff
he
में.
didn't find the result, but drawing the eyes
मतलब
of
बहुत
the
chances है अपने
attackers
को,
was
वैसा.
all he needed to do. 6
समझा,
to 3
समझा.
as we go
play,
to a pretty
lazy
hefty
play.
advantage for GX. And again, this
Yeah.
is a map that they want to be winning. Knowing the Pearl
I'd
is
hope
up
so.
next, big adjustments to be made there, and a very tough loss for them.
देखो पीक
Last
तो
week,
लेगा
the
Neon.
walk up here from CNED's being watched. He's going to go straight into that crosshair, but he
Shot
fires
bait.
a shot into Ara. Returning to the
क्या
site.
clear करते
This
थे
time
ये
with a
लोग
5
लेकिन
versus
हाँ?
3 and no pit, but
अपन तो
it
A-shot
looks like
W
it's
दबा के
already
जाते
a
हैं.
guaranteed win.
Yeah, no, the Hunter's Fury in the back pocket as well. Like, sure, you have Westside's ult, but he would need to get more than his money's
क्या
worth to
crazy
be able
बे?
to break back into this side.
किसका
I'll
live
take
chat
those
option
odds.
glitch है
What
क्या
I will
नहीं
say,
तो?
though, is that if you were going to ask me for a benchmark coming into this half, how many rounds GX needed, I would have gone with 5. So I think they're already past the benchmark on the defensive side. Like, they managed to get
That's
6
true.
rounds in the attack versus Vitality. No offense to Pacific, even if people are putting them at the bottom, which
I saw a little,
But,
now only I saw.
we put Vitality much higher
Was
on
like
the
open
marker. Like, they
qualifiers.
are a team that we
They're
expect to be at the
regional,
top.
no?
So
हाँ.
I think the GX could
ठीक
be
है,
fairly
उसके बाद
happy with this half
International
already.
Cup.
Of course, you don't want to teeter out at the end. You don't want to have the
फिर
chance to
Master
go in with a lead and then lose a few rounds in a row. That
सीधा
means
Master
a
Champs
pistol could
जाएंगे
throw us into
open
the mix,
qualifier
but
से.
I think GX right now are in a very good spot, and I'm waiting to see,
ए,
okay,
International
what
Cup
more
जीतना
do
पड़ेगा ना
Pacific
अपने
have
को.
if they're going to challenge more on this map.
So it's like, ये देखो. So SEA इधर है,
हाँ.
Two
कोरिया और
round
लोग के
gap.
साथ.
With
So
2
there's
left to
Japan,
play for.
Korea,
We
South
could end
Asia,
up
and
neck
SE.
and neck.
अरे
A
यार.
big investment.
अपना
कोरिया
Pacific
को उधर डाल
be
सकते
off
हैं
in
अपन.
hands for
हाँ ना,
CNET.
इधर और डालो ना.
Cash
इधर और
to buy
डालो
up
ना
for the
भाई.
next if needed. Thanks to
Exactly,
that
bro.
victory
हाँ भाई.
being pretty
कोरिया
damn
को इधर और
clean.
डालो ना यार.
So they've got the ability to
Everybody-
fight
ये
for
क्या
both of
है
these.
भाई?
But as you said, expectations. We're
Hard
about
over.
5
अच्छा
for
लेकिन.
GX. They've already exceeded, which now puts the pressure
चल
on
बेटा का
Pacific
बंदा
to
आप
deliver.
लाइन दे मिस कर दो. Many happy returns of the day. Belated Aditi ji, many happy returns of the day.
And that what should have been an
Belated
opening pick for Pacific.
WWW.
Pressure
Look at Arrow.
applied to this side of the map instead results in the rotate going in with deep
एक
control for
second,
Arrow.
एक second, Ara दो
Early
मारने वाला है.
rotation through the spawn, but it's all on Arrow.
You
How
me
much
1
can he get
second.
here? A favored situation. It looks to get even better, but hold on. Alorante in 7. They pulled this back.
कैसे उसके
Pacific
सामने drone हो रहा था
somehow are now in the lead. Flickless on 11s, walking into
what?
Alorante
whoa,
and
whoa,
winning
whoa,
the
big
fight.
kill, big
Okay,
kill.
Neck and neck again.
Big kill. हाँ.
So VCT
Well,
open
the
qualifier
way we've
kickoff,
got here-
Masters one.
हाँ.
It's
वैसे ही
pretty.
open qual-
I
online
don't
होगा
like
ये
it.
सब.
हाँ.
But we
और
are in
ये
a
दो
3v3.
lines
The man they're
Masters
walking
one,
into his
Masters
west
two.
side.
Cup
Oh,
one,
not
cup
really going to
two.
play a part here.
Champion.
It's all going to be about those
हाँ,
cans.
पर ये champs तक जा सकते हैं.
Doesn't manage anything more.
One
Six
qualifier
years,
Teammates
online
on the
champ
other
है.
side of the map, and well, even after the last
Huh?
fight, Flickless is still on 11 HP.
Well,
One
Midge is
qualifier
not
for
looking
each
any
cycle
healthier.
will
I mean,
happen
we've got
concurrently with
about
cups
as
and
even a
masters,
fight
and team will be
as you
provided
can
with
imagine.
So
qualifier.
basically,
Early info for GX.
Ascension
Clear
is
that
now
down.
International
Look
Cup.
Look towards sight now where both players sit. The headshot delivered, and the man
Nice.
with 11
भाई
HP.
कैसे बेफिक्र
Somehow,
इतना
he
कर
was in
रहा है.
that first fight. They sent everything
crazy.
his way. Reveals,
Franchise
Hunter's
वाली team
Furies,
नहीं है.
the entire team spamming him
नहीं,
as he
वो लोग
exits the
partner
corner.
teams में रहेंगे. वो
And at
लोग
the end of
अलग
the
पता
round,
है.
he's still drawing breath. He's the one carrying them
इसमें
across
half
the finish
knowledge
line.
is dangerous.
Fair
भाई
play,
इधर इतने
Flickless.
खास फोटो नहीं
I
डाले.
think
Half
Arante's
knowledge
going
क्या
to
करूँ
sleep
मैं?
tonight.
है.
Like,
Franchise
that
के
is
जो
one of
team
those
है वो
rounds
लोग
where you
अभी
just felt
partner
like
teams है ऐसा कुछ तो.
you needed to connect the bullet.
11 HP.
He should have been like the fact that he's re-swinging mid, like even the way you set it up, you're like, well, he's dead.
He's a
Like,
madman.
he's dead. Like,
He's
he's
a
got to be
madman.
dead. He's
Immortal
currently
पहुंच जाएगा
12 and
पूछे.
6. We
ठीक है.
talked about the sort of swap of roles, him taking over from west side, and maybe it being a little bit of a downgrade, if anything.
Basically, साल में
he
3
has looked
Ascension
very
and
good in this map.
international straight.
and around
Triple
that
ML
can,
from like
yeah, pretty
को
much
भाई ये तो
single-handedly put
sexy
down
है.
to him.
Hello Babaji,
know.
thank you, thank
GX
you.
lose their trip early
Bye,
on towards
thank
B. Got to fill
you.
in that space. That almost
Hello
works as
me,
an
how
early
are you?
rotate.
Elegant
Cloud
same
is
है.
much closer by,
She's
but with
fine,
an
she's fine.
Oh, he's going to want to get there before the push comes in. Buying time doesn't seem to
Man,
work out, but then
ultimate banda
Flickless steps up to the plate. Cage to play around, finds another, and eventually he will fall, but he's done more than his fair share. Still some slack to be picked up. Nice work by Ara. Coming in from heaven, just following up. Now they'll double swing. 7 manages to isolate one, dodges the shots, and slides in for a little action. Neon on Neon. Wide goes Ara and puts 7 in the dirt.
It's an 8-4 half, but
very balanced, very nice, very cool, very cool. This was one of the best anime fights
how we can explain
we have seen.
Anything that's just been going
KJ
on.
bhai, thank you for the membership.
I've heard
oh my god,
that we don't need to explain things that have been going on.
Oh.
Because there is a man who is maybe slightly smarter than us, and that man is called Mini, who's going to show us how to do Viper Walls.
Oh, Mini bolte.
There was a lot of yapping this week about Viper Walls on Haven from a bunch of coaches, and as the most storied coach in Valorant with all the trophies, that means my opinion is 100% fact, and so I want to show you guys what my favorite Viper Wall is.
Halka sa flex kar diya bhai ne.
If we bring that up.
Bichara.
Okay, I don't see it at all, guys. Okay,
on
my favorite
the
Viper Wall
way
is this one, which is a variation on Loud's Viper Wall. And the reason why I like it, first reason is because it allows you to push middle as a duelist. You don't get seen by the turrets or the defaulters. Second reason, it helps you to defend garage space. You have to run through the Viper Wall there. Third reason is because it helps you on the backside holds here. This is actually Vitality's variation here. It has a little slither to allow the Viper to get a kill. Underrated reason here is because it facilitates retakes, allowing you to cut off the sightlines from the front and the back of the site. And lastly, it gives you access to the best Viper orb on the map, on the A side of the map, allowing you to defend. So that is all the reasons why I love this wall. Let's see if Pacific go for that too.
हम लोग का normal है भाई. हम लोग का normal है. ये सब इतना नहीं normal.
At this stage,
I'm just a bit disappointed,
to be honest. It might be because you ran out of time there. But I imagine if there wasn't the technical blip, we would have seen the next wall, which was, of course, just straight up mid from window. Asserting dominance is really what it's all about.
I think Parso, if I'm not wrong.
Angel, big fan of it.
Parso.
I really hope to see it. It's more of an attack side wall, you know, just one like that. It's a little crooked, but you get the vibe. Cut the door in half, cause confusion.
Partner team को original करना पड़ेगा क्या? पता नहीं, मैं नहीं हूँ partner team.
Don't you disrespect my boy.
अरे तुम लोग क्या कॉस्ट रहे भाई? Language.
In the skirmish, we're allowed to disrespect.
Only for 2 rounds. Only for 2 rounds.
Le 50.
Close. Wow, this pistol's going to be really important for Pacific. They left this map open. I guess they watched how GX would dismantle on this map last week. And as of right now, they have not been able to recreate that. Already the C site completely under enemy control. They're hunting for the lurker. The lurker is chilling with his friends. That is Flickless. He's on site. And they aren't getting in on that flank, but the second this trip is broken, you're immediately going to see players start to look the other way, start to realize that they're being encroached on. And the worry as well for Pacific is this has been quite a slow look at the retake. That time has been ticking.
Keep on ticking it, shall Paranoia sent through. Now it's time for Pacific to close the distance. Already taking one, leaving another on a sliver. And it looks like nothing but a sea of success for GX. CNED, 10 health and a dream, but a dream soon to come to an end. Great work by GX with this pistol. Victory seems assured.
ओमेन ब्लाइंड टेढ़ा मारेगा 100 और उसके पीछे जो है वो ब्लाइंड खाएगा ताकि उसको सिलोंग हेल्प ना मिले लेकिन मेन ये था वो लोग के इसमें कि सबसे पहले इसको मरना था साइफर को सबसे मेन वो था आइडिया अच्छा था लेकिन किल नहीं हुआ अगर पूरा रन लेफ्ट
when we can recreate that, and GX have obviously gone back to the drawing board. As I said, their defense was a lot more dynamic.
Get to see Indian player on the international stage. Can dal do uske aage bas.
Play on the side that was pretty decent versus Vitality, and where West Side was an absolute monster.
AWC के videos
in
में
this half was the first half as well.
Yes.
So pretty good signs that
Technically
will
देखा जाएगा
continue.
तो मैं
I
हूँ
don't know if
ऐसे
he'll get
team
more
में,
kills
तो
because he might run out of rounds.
Yes, that is the
possible तो
concern
है.
for
Maybe
Pacific.
get 2 aces.
Maybe they can help him out by closing the gap a little, giving him a few 3K round losses.
But Jake's to clean
Feels
valorant खेल रहा है
unlikely
आराम
with how
से.
things have gone so far. And remember, next map up, not so favorable for GX, but if they're
my
playing like this, if they're looking this
God.
dominant,
भाई ये
He's
MVP
done
है
the
क्या?
Houdini magic trick wrong. You're not supposed to die at the end.
भाई इसके सारे kills
Take
impact
the
वाले
away
बे.
at
That would be a way more terrifying magic trick.
it would. You ever seen the Prestige? It's
Language
phenomenal.
yes bye.
I won't explain how
Based
that
on a
plays
true
into
story
it.
as well.
I must have missed that title card. I must have missed that one come up.
They're just going to die to the spike, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's not really anything else you could do here. Do you
True.
want to give Westside more orbs?
No.
No. Does he only need 1? So is he going to run at you? Yes.
Yes.
Does he
Oh,
have
he's
anything
getting
to
his orb.
lose?
No.
No.
He's getting his
Will
orb
he
one way
die?
or another here.
Yes.
As soon as you hear that flash, you know you messed up by being anywhere close to this angle. Oh, no.
Oh
no.
my
He's got
God,
2 out of that. I
bro.
mean, they've only got classics, but
भाई वो
yeah, they say
एक भी
strength
कैसे
in
मारा?
numbers, but he's picked the herd apart. Phenomenal job. And again, not just the
Hello?
orb, it's the confidence builder. He could have walked in there and got shut down. He'd be happy enough. But to take
एक
2
भी
with
कैसे
you,
मारा?
you just feel like you're so much better. And right now, it looks like he is.
Oh shit, बाप रे, clean बे.
Well,
ये
he's having a
handsome
good
लड़का
time.
कौन सी stream
Pipson's
पे?
having a good time. Waylander's having... it seemed like he's having an okay time.
चैट स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो मेरी जान कर
But
दो.
right now, yeah, we've got to look at this as a must-win round for Pacific.
पैरा
Rifles
मारा था?
on the board for GX, and they have an
गोली
ultimate
चला
to play
के
with. Mitch, I'm going
एक
to be
मोड़
honest
कम हो
with you.
सकता है आज.
They might just be able to take this bonus.
ए क्या मेरे भाई ने आज रील डाला?
I have no reason to
मेरा
doubt it.
भाई आज खुश है.
No reason whatsoever. I'd like to see how things are working inside GX. That's what I've been wondering all game, but you know what?
6-7 बोलते हैं, लेकिन पनिश होने वाला है वो.
I'm stand 140. Hey, walk, come. Walk garage. They left mid, I think. You're gonna walk garage. I'm gonna walk garage, Cloud.
Clean comp
can
पे
do-
बे.
My boss. This trap was behind the box now. Fuck.
Huh?
Omen,
मेरे
backside.
को
Go towards side, you.
They're giving up C by
सुनाई
now.
दिया मेरे को.
Yeah, he's city. He's top city.
इतना कलम फक.
It's just like me for real.
Can't believe he was behind the box. Nice job by Cupert. There's Flickless
3-2-1
down and
क्या था वो?
Rubinho,
Production.
last man standing. If he makes this happen, we end the game, end the series here and now. Nice paranoia. but they'll be put to bed. Okay. A nice round for Pacific. A little
अब
flawless
है
on
by
the board, but they
round.
have quite the climb back to rise back into this series.
Yeah. And
By Indian player
this is one of those
Jervin
moments
is
where you get an
playing
in-zone
for
ball
Sen.
off the back
Harish
of
भाई
what
जाओ
has been a
congratulate
bit of a
करना
rougher
है.
time.
Flight book करो.
You get that economy booming. You get yourself into a position where maybe you could build something back into this half. We are looking at it though as
Nice. Let's go, guys. Good job. Nice.
as the players other than Seven, because Seven's
भाई
like
in
what,
the
let's put
sense
it,
आपने
he had
पुत्रान
won 50%
खुश
of
क्यों
their
है?
offense
पूछो
to that
पूछो.
point, which it's not
पूछो उसको
great.
पूछो.
But he's 18
आज
and
भाई
11
खुश है.
as a duelist Neon who's diving into sites. He's doing his job. You now have to look at the rest of the team. CNED, I want to see more. You are that defensive
आजा
side
बिडले.
aggressor. You've got the ability to steal
क्या है
TP
मुझे?
out. I'm expecting damage from him here.
Yeah, there's 7 duelist
Don't get
Neon
spanked.
after
एक
the
मारेगा
attack side
TP.
after losing 8-4. Phenomenal work from him. But what? How deep does the bench go on Pacific right now? Well, the bench
भाई अकेला है.
narrowing out a
Problem
little
ये कि वो
bit.
अकेला है.
Only room for 4
अब नहीं
left,
है.
but in comes 7, now on site ready to defend this Ninja. Has timing to walk through that smoke, but Westside was watching it. It all falls into the hands of 7 yet again. This time,
भाई कितना
only
अच्छा
2.
मारा बे उसने. दो मारा.
More than their share, certainly.
अरे
So much
हेलो.
more to be done.
क्या?
Damage onto Westside, but a wall's going to give him a little bit more health to play with. And the flash.
अबे
might mean
मरा
it just
किसी
doesn't
नहीं.
matter.
Oh
where they are
my
as well.
god भाई बहुत
So he's
बड़ा
going to
फंबल हो
actually
गया ये तो.
wrap back through heaven.
Nasty.
Still has a flash available as well, so jumping out might be a bit of a risk, but never mind. Westside with his third of the round. And Flickless there to
उसको
close
मरना
once
था वहाँ
again. We
पे.
said how devastating
फिनिक्स
this
का
Phoenix on
फ्लैश
attack
लाइनअप
can be,
देखा क्या एलोंग
especially in
वाला.
his hands.
फिनिक्स
Or
का
more so in
सारा
his
फ्लैश
hands
लाइनअप
than
वाला ही
the
रहता
others.
है.
But it
एलोंग
is
वाला
interesting,
हेवन वाला
exactly
अंडर
what I'm
हेवन
talking
वाला.
about. you have your duelist on the side who's able to come out with 2 kills while everybody else has fallen. You have to kind of look at other people and go, okay.
Kill in the back. What's happening? Where is this ace that you did?
बोला ना fumble क्या है भी.
Oh. Well, I mean, he did get 2 there. I don't think 7 did anything particularly bad.
नहीं 7 के बारे में नहीं बोल रहा था.
Give it to him.
He's the guy standing up. You got to give it to the guy standing up. You don't give it to the guy sitting down.
Cupert का kill था वो.
Pacific feels like, although we talked about GX as the sleeping giants, it's Pacific who haven't woken up today, but 7 wide awake, taking the first. It's West Side down, the big danger, but now more threats pop up. A shot.
Oh my God!
We've come to look at as one of the best. The prince that was promised long ago. My goodness. That's not what we were looking to see here today. How far they've fallen. 12-5. I'm begging you, EVS team. I'm on my knees begging you. Don't give us that in slow-mo. If full speed, fair enough. But just let's not see the hero that once was there for EMEA. Let's not see him at his lowest. I don't want to. I don't think I can take it.
I'm surprised we're not already looking at it. I'll be honest.
Mid-round replay.
I'm surprised the second you said it, we were just going to go to that. But it's hard, but it really does feel like we're in a scenario where there's only one player on the server for Pacific, and the second that we see 7 go down, it's round over. I think we've had pretty much every single other player whiff massively at some point. Like, this one I can forgive because it's a neon sliding across. Oh, it's getting slower as well.
Oh, he hit him in the end though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. 55.
That was the op shot missed right before it as well.
They were so busy
and now
we've just cut to Pips and laughing at him. Brilliant. Yeah, let's not be mean to our previous champion. Oh no, let's just bully him as much as possible. Dear Lord.
Oh my God, Ara, I didn't know you had it in you. Fair play, man.
It's actually nuts that he's got 21 kills and the next highest has 9.
Agents का scene करे बाबा.
In this case, it's actually accurate. Like, I have seen CNED whiff. I've definitely seen Alorante whiff, and that's the thing. You go back to kickoff. The reason I'm being so critical is he was one of the best players. Like, he was a highlight when they came close in some of those games. He wasn't last week. He struggled in the first game. He's struggling here now, and that's a real worry because you can't have a 1-2 punch of like, okay, 7 plus him or 7 plus Ninja if these players are not showing up.
And on the other side, no shortage of players standing tall.
That's going in the end of day highlights, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Get the hour quote in there. I wasn't expecting that. Well, 12-5.
Matrix और 17 साल के लोग.
For Pacific, more than double their current stance.
क्योंकि जब तक वो लोग ओपन क्वालिफायर से मास्टर्स जाएंगे, वो लोग का बर्थडे आएगा और अपने यहाँ से भी बर्थडे वहाँ पे मनाएंगे. बताओ.
They've just been told there's no need for you to join in. West Side and Ara, okay. Trade it out. CNET. He's heard the criticism. He saw the replay and he said, not again. Not like that. The Prince is back, baby. Where's his throne? Let's go, CNET. Get that one slow mode. Beautiful.
कौन ऐसा था?
Oh, thank God.
हाँ, तेरी तो.
It works here as well. It works here.
Hit a barn door last round, but now look at him go. That's game as well, to be fair, but let's move past that.
Okay.
मैं 17 का हूँ जी. करण अजुला भाई.
It wasn't an ace.
Yeah.
It wasn't an ace. It was a 4K. That's half the rounds have come from 4 or 5Ks.
Now we only need 6, 7.
But do you think 7 deserves a better team? तुम यही करते रहो.
Okay, he's truly back. He's back. It's 2021 again. Oh, no, it's not. We're back in 2026. Cupid has managed to trade things back into an advantage. Hunter's Fury through. They're kind of boxed in, but I felt like he was closer to hitting his there than hitting anyone else, but maybe a miscall, maybe a little bit of worry that somebody has managed to slip the net.
No bronze allowed.
Ninja still has the drone. going to be broken. Paranoia immediately in, and Cloud tries to cover. It
again.
should be a clearance.
Bro.
And now left to, well, the man at the moment, but not this time.
Bro.
Okay, the streak continues.
Bro, heavy TP था, heavy TP था, ये अच्छा था. दो मारता था ना एकदम ओपी होता था.
The worst part about that is they just on the way out, they saw that Grabinho had TP. Let's play a game. Where could he possibly have TP'd to if not that corner? It's like the only place he'd go, and no one checked it. They gave him a chance to wipe the whole team.
Comeback हो रहा है भाई. जब तक वो लोग एकदम warm up हो रहे, shots मार रहे, problem नहीं कि next में वो लोग को मारता है.
Maybe he went onto flat in the open.
अगर थोड़ा बहुत भी close जाएगा ना.
It's loud, which affects their vision, of course.
और वो लोग ऐसे beat में दे रहेंगे.
A bit of an oversight, but they adjusted quick enough. Grabinho didn't get a 3K spray down.
Bye, बढ़िया ले.
Pacific. They get another bite of the cherry. It's 7 down early. Great flash. But this is something we've seen so many times, even last week from GX. The Phoenix flash in the same position being used.
That's the first
and
time
Pacific completely caught off guard by it. That's not a good sign.
I think we have cut. I think our observers done a great job of cutting to that flash almost every time he's done it. So even if they watch the VOD, they will have seen that flash.
Genuinely, yeah.
Grabinho got
ये
tagged.
lineup सीखना तो पड़ेगा.
Silver linings. 7 is dead again though, but you know, last 2 rounds they haven't needed him at all, so it's not a problem. Ninja, great position.
Ninja ने दो मार दिया ना.
1 and 2.
अभी ओके plus ding
You know,
दिया.
if anything, it's an advantage. Alorente, at least he's traded evenly.
Yeah, it was clean as well, Tom. It was so clean. That's the important part.
Yeah, really clean.
City plant पे देना पड़ेगा.
Just precision off the charts.
W.
And now backside, CNED isolated from Cupid.
20 second में एक smoke आ रहा है.
Garage to meet up, but CNED's already backed up, given the space. Great awareness
Chat,
and a good
actually
play
comeback
in the
हो सकता है
2v2.
अभी.
Pacific, another round on the board. Now 12-8. This
नहीं ना,
loss
अभी
stops
crucial,
being
अभी Phoenix चलता
the
है.
story that we were selling of,
अभी
oh,
Phoenix
look, I'm
चलता है.
worried even about Pearl. Pacific can't
लेकिन
show
वो
up.
लोग के
Now
पास
individuals are activated.
retake का
CNED
बहुत
had
बड़ा
possibly
ult
the
है,
worst
बहुत
win of his
बड़ा.
life, and then
और यही मैप था जहाँ पे सोवा बाप अल्ट मार रहा था, याद रखो.
back on the horse.
Nice! Bro, the Fangle god is there, bro.
अपना ओपन क्वालिफायर प्रीमियर से सेपरेट होएगा. हाँ, सेपरेट होएगा. लेकिन प्रीमियर वाले भी जा पाएंगे, ऐसा कुछ रहेगा.
Thank you for that.
I'm a good translator from English to English.
I don't think so. Premier is like completely bun.
If anyone needs a translator
नहीं,
from
लेकिन
English to English, I
एक्चुअल
got
में
you.
बंद
Don't
भी
worry.
रहेगा क्योंकि ओपन क्वालिफायर है ना. प्रीमियर से क्यों हो जाएगा? वो लोग
Play by
ओपन क्वालिफायर ही जा
7
सकते.
and Cloud just clarts him.
तो अभी से
Unbelievable.
प्रीमियर फन नहीं लग रहा है. प्रीमियर इज लाइक स्क्रिम.
Slid on by Ara. This is chaos. I've seen
भाई
death
कितना
matches with
blind
more of a
भाई क्या
defensive and
ये?
offensive line, more structure than what I'm witnessing here. And don't slow it down. For God's sake.
He hit the shot.
Oh my God! उसको छोड़ के चले गए. Hello?
He went back into the corner, and there was nobody covering the ult anymore.
He didn't move.
Oh, man.
Wasn't he out of ult for like a second there?
Gurvinder
I guess either he assumed he was dead or it was still delayed. Nonetheless, somehow CNED knows a chance. Ara is looking the other way, but his teammates a little bit further away. There's still a chance to fight this. CNED's going to get the kill through the smoke. Somehow this is a 1v1.
Gurvinder bhai, dekho.
If I had hair, it would be falling
कुछ
out,
भी
but you never
करके,
know.
excuse me,
Greatest clutch of all
कुछ
time.
भी करके गुरबिंदर भाई मारना
Grabinho on the
पड़ेगा.
other side.
अगर
Time has been
मिस
ticking.
हुआ,
CNED
oh
needs
my
to
God.
move, needs to move. He spotted him, but Grabinho's going to
बाप
close
रे,
it.
कितना क्लोज था भाई. कैचिकली रेंजफुल लिया उसने, लेकिन बाप रे भाई ये क्लच होता था. बाप रे मजा आता था. इनसे मजा आता था. गुरबिंदर जो छोड़ के भागा है अपने प्लेयर को. हाँ, ऐसा भागा है वो, ऐसा भागा है.
Well, he's not with me just yet because we know how difficult it is, and you know he's putting his shoes on. How difficult it is to get number 13. You can come down, join me here. Are you guys struggling to close it out?
शिवम भाई चलो मैं चलता हूँ चैट. तो शिवम भाई क्या सुपर चैट नहीं दिख रहा है? बड़ा अमाउंट करना पड़ेगा लग रहा है मेरे को.
Just do what he does, you know. That's all I do.
Okay, and of course the you know elephant in the room, the fact that it did struggle a little bit for you guys in map 1. What happened? You just wanted to let them feel themselves, so the final blow was tougher.
I mean, he was popping off a bit on the neon, you know, so we just let him have his time. next map will be a bit different, I think.
Okay, I like that. Already alluding to what's going to happen next map. I'll get back join the team there. While that's happening, we can head to a break on the other side. We'll see if it is going to be any different for GX.
Sexy.
Say what you will. In the EMEA, you have to prove yourself.
कैसा बिंक्या मैं हूँ सेक्सी हाँ भाई रुक जाओ लेट मी चेक 20+ टूर्नामेंट 16 प्लस डिफरेंट सिटीज तो बेसिकली स्प्लिट 1 स्प्लिट 2 स्प्लिट 3 जैसा होता था अपना तो स्प्लिट 1 का ओपन क्वालिफायर से मास्टर्स जा सकते हैं स्प्लिट 2 के ओपन क्वालिफायर से सेकंड मास्टर्स जा सकते और स्प्लिट 3 के ओपन क्वालिफायर से चैम्प्स जा सकते दिस इज द फंडा बराबर दिस इज द फंडा तो मतलब अभी हम लोग को एक चांस की जगह पे जैसा 3 स्प्लिट मिला के एक एसेंशन होता था एक चांस की जगह पे हम लोग को अभी 3 चांस है इंटरनेशनल जाने का तो हम लोग को अभी 3 चांसेस है तो इट्स लाइक एसेंशन समझ रहे हो एंड ऑफ द डे देखो इंटरनेशनल टीम्स को अपने को हराना ही पड़ेगा वो तो भाई कंफर्म है वो तो हराना ही पड़ेगा समझ रहे हो अभी मेन दिक्कत हम लोग को जो देगा मेरे हिसाब से वो देगा कोरिया हैवी प्लेयर्स है भाई वहाँ पे हैवी प्लेयर्स है इधर टीम्स कम है वहाँ पे प्लेयर ज़्यादा है कैसे बिंक्सा लेक्चर से ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग हो शिव भाई जूस चालू है मैं हराऊंगा इंटरनेशनल टीम्स को लेकिन भाई 3 चांसेस तो भाई एकदम क्रेजी डब्लू वाला सीन हो सकता है भाई यहाँ पे हाँ लेक्चर से ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग मैच चल रहा है इंटरेस्टिंग शिव भाई बर्थडे गर्ल के सामने बेइज्जती डीट हाँ ये सनक भाई का रैंक पुश जैसे आपका इंग्लिश कब से होने लग गया समय रैना का वीडियो देखा नहीं मैंने सुना वीडियो अब तो इंडिया के प्लेयर्स भी मारते क्रेजी तेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर मेरी जान के डरे देखो मतलब बाल कोम करने दो चाली के अंदर
This is the first time you played Haven this year. Were you prepared for it? I mean, yeah, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't leave it open. I mean, I don't think we played honestly that bad. I think many rounds were close. We were prepared for them. We didn't execute some things properly, or at least the way the coaching staff would have loved to. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, of course we were prepared for it.
Yeah, I think that we
we misunderstood a couple of things on the game plan, but I think in terms of micro, the map looks good. We were doing what we expect from them. It's all about the micro, and I think a little mistake that can happen first time on the map when you play an official. But yeah, we were ready for it.
Welcome back, everybody, to VCT EMEA. That is a lovely first map that goes the way of GIANX. Mini, we were just hearing the coaches from Pacific saying that the micro wasn't really there, that they have already seen where the mistakes were and how the planning was wrong. Were you that quick when you were a coach?
Sometimes if I really hated stuff, I guess. I think it's obvious with a game plan. If you have a game plan coming into a game and then you realize that Alfie has forgotten everything, then you're going to be like, okay, we can see the problem.
You know who didn't forget? Westside. I don't think so. When we take a look here at the numbers, I think that if we take a look at the bottom, we see GIANX, you know, they win both pistols. Also in that first half, we have that incredible performance coming in from the side of 7.
Yeah, I think there's some copium here for Pacific that, yeah, they lost both pistols. They made it kind of close. But I think the reality of the situation is that they need wins. Like, they can't look better than kickoff. They need to actually win because, again, this matchup pretty much determines who goes through the group or not, in my opinion.
Yeah, anything could happen. Still, it's open. But yeah, I see your concerns. But at the end of the day, it was the first haven for Pacific this year, and they still have a lot of things to explore as a team. Losses being one of them. But let's take a look at the winners, because I was mentioning Westside. We also heard from Flickless there in the interview. What a performance these two had on Haven.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of pointed out that two of them are having to flex around, and that can hurt your performance. Like, ideally, you want to be playing the same kind of role over and over again. And then they decided to, you know, prove me wrong, and Westside is once again amazing on Phoenix. And this time, Flickless was actually popping on the side for 2. I liked what he was saying before with the Nat, who said, you know, how did you learn how to do this? And he was like, oh, I just watched Westy, which is a really good dynamic to have in a team where you have someone who's really good at an agent, and to just be like, well, could you just teach them how to do it?
Next match se 2 match.
You could do it for me.
I think that next time we go keys to victory for GIANX is everybody play like your Westside. On Cypher. Yeah, it's very good to see that they are finding some comfort. We speak about the struggles that they can have, but also we need to highlight when that goes into comfort.
Yeah, I think one thing is that we didn't really know where they stood this week.
Like
I
notification
but I think that was just Vitality maybe putting them in their place. Like, it's a kind of good thing that having Vitality look that good, and then GIANX still looking decent against opposition that they should realistically.
We speak about these changes, and you speak about Vitality putting them in their place. Let's see what Pipson had to say.
Did you know Team Secret is kinda small family business? I have no
I don't think so, because I think when we played Pearl, we didn't play Phoenix as well, so it's you cannot say that it's like a replacement for Yoru, because it's like still a completely different agent. It's more about that it's probably working good with Neon in terms of that you can have your Neon balls and you can flash through them, and at the same time it's also opponents playing Neon almost every time, and Phoenix is really good against these things. Like you can have ideas with your own Neon wall, you can have you can still counterplay, like, or do certain things against an enemy Neon, like using her wall into your advantage, similar that a lot of teams also play Viper. So like it comes that there are too many walls when Phoenix is just good, but I don't think it even can be possible for a replacement for Yoru, just because the main idea of Yoru was I have fast TP and rotation.
For attack, it is a replacement. For a defense, it's not.
That's true. W बे आज वेलकम पार्टी थी कॉलेज में जूस मिला था, मैं भूल रहा था लेक्चर से ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग मैच चल रहा है. लव यू लेकिन ऐसा वेलकम पार्टी के बाद लेक्चर कौन देता है?
We were standing on the stairs.
शिव मैं गलत कॉलेज लग रहा है मेरे को. वेलकम पार्टी के बाद लेक्चर कौन देता है भाई?
Poor girl. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Pearl.
And at no point during the 3 hours you felt like you.
It wasn't 3 hours, but let's be real. Eventually, I was like, I feel sorry for you.
Thank you for the 5 euros of the part for your day.
To talk about Valorant all the time, which is a good thing to be.
You feel sorry, but do you feel as sorry for her as you felt for GIANX and what they had to undergo here on Pearl last week against Vitality? Because at 13-3.
No, they put it on themselves.
Why?
Because they, like I said before, they play very aggressive on Haven, which is really good. But what they were doing last week with this tail fade
Big fan sir, shout out to you. Mande bhai, Sudesh bhai, shout out to you, मेरी जान today.
You want to explore the extremities and kind of.
So speaking about extremities, I love what you're saying. But in the extreme of my screen, I see Alorante on Vito.
Thoughts? Interesting.
Interesting. You're seeing it with the double duelist, the solo controller, which is not something that we see a lot.
We've seen Pacific run this before. I'm buying the Vito, and it looks pretty decent. They had a lot of micro ideas. I'd like to see him kind of set up people to get into forward positions and see if Giant X can actually use their initiator utility.
Max ho raha hai by looks. Excuse me.
Last week they won.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're speaking about Pacific.
Thank you for the 40. आपके ज़माने में welcome party होती थी क्या?
Looking for
exit
those
party
wins.
होता था, welcome
but at the end of the
नहीं
day, they chose this map. They chose Pearl for this encounter, and I cannot wait to see
सारे
what our
teachers खुश
casters
होते
have to say
थे.
about
आराम में
this.
बच्चे लोग निकल रहे हैं यहाँ से party
Tom and
देते.
Mitch.
Exit party
Thank you very much. Yes, it's time to get into map number 2. Pacific, they've taken a bit of a fall, and now they've got to prove that that hasn't finished them. Bouncing back towards the end, though, Tom. I do
मेरे सारे सर और टीचर तो कुछ में निकल गया. ये तो confirm है. ये तो मैं लिख के दे
Before
सकता.
we started to see players wake up on their side.
सारे बकचोदे पहले पढ़ाई कुछ नहीं किया.
Who had a terrible showing on this map last week. Ara, who's still playing the Waylay, and he went 1 and 8 on first kills last time.
आप निकलने पे पार्टी दिए तो here comes party.
This one's going to look from GX in terms of their attack.
Farewell बोलते हैं उसको, तो मैं कब मना किया?
I can only assume that this means that their goal with the agent is more about him being able to take space rather than set up somebody else. Which when you look at what comp they're running, they don't actually have like a Neon or something secondary that if he dives in, uses the stun as he could in the past, someone else is there. No, they won't be there. So clearly they had another goal overall, so I don't necessarily hate it.
Map pick.
I did hate watching how it happened last time though, so I want to see if again though they managed to fix a lot of their issues from when they played Vitality. We've now got to see if they've been able to do that in fairly quick fashion.
Well, aggression from GX. We saw this as a downside of the previous map, something Pacific were ready for, but this time Alorante lurking out on that Vito gets caught off guard.
Oh my god!
And now a 4 versus 2. The flank coming through, connects every shot, and 4v1. The RGL of Pacific. A kill under his belt already, but 20 HP left. He is done for, and Flickless makes sure of it.
Yeah, solid pistol, and a solid pistol for Ara, more importantly. What did you say? He was 1 and 8? He's already 1 and 0.
First kills,
the one is there. Yeah, he was 4 and 14 overall in that map. So it was definitely a rough day out. Again, like, I'm going to caveat it. They were up against Vitality. We had very high expectations.
ये Pacific EMEA में क्यों खेल रहा है? APAC में क्यों नहीं?
Like Chronicle winning a 1v3 and like things where you go like, that happens to everyone who's ever played against Chronicle.
Such a noob question.
Even still, this is where the expectation is going to be higher on Pacific. It's their map choice. A map which haven't been massively successful on when they played it before, but
2-0.
Yeah, there you go. It's already almost guaranteed to be better than last time, unless he dies first for like the rest of the rounds of the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, big reveal, big reveal.
Team up for success.
Big reveal.
Nicely done. Pressure on Grubby, but he's still alive. They're really trying to finish him up, but they could land the last shot. Grubby's got so much back up there. Everybody chipping in. In my round game, I'm dead.
Gonna be now.
Fair enough, man. That's a good team. GX 2-0. And a strong start as well. This hasn't been scrappy so far.
Yeah. Been a little bit more confident. Happy to get aggressive. But it's kind of in the next round where we'll see if things get a little bit tougher for them. Obviously, this is where the buy comes up for the side of Pacific. This is where they can look to set that pace a little bit more without having that same level of disadvantages. But I'm just want to see how Seven and CNET are going to work off of each other. It's again quite an explosive, quite an aggressive attack side comp. And we haven't been seeing too much of that.
नए पैच में हो रहा है मैचेस, वो वाला पैच नहीं है, वेले वाला पैच नहीं है, बस यूरो वाला पैच है.
Oh, a slow approach. 3 players towards B long, but no intention of fully pushing down, just robbing some info.
Only Euro and Sky patch. Vele wala patch ye tournament ke baad.
Let's jump in with the comms again.
Can we pick you together?
Yes, please.
1, 2.
We poke B-Link, we go I can talk B-Link with my Roomba, okay? Yeah. I can smoke. Yeah, I can smoke close. Yeah, smoke and then I Roomba.
Moving now.
I'm ready to pressure, tell me.
Walk art.
I broke
trip.
Keep walking hard, then you pressure
in.
Yeah, tell me one.
Okay, go pressure A. We activate here. 1.
I'm in con. 2. Think. They're anchoring side, guys.
Do you have raise nade? Raise nade backside, like secret. We just need to raise in secret.
I'm coming.
I only have smoke for flower.
अरे बाप रे
1, 2. Close main. Hold the main player.
Low HP Astra.
Go.
I see sight.
भाई कौन से बे
Oh, now full site control landing into their hands as we saw and heard, but now
Heavy can
GX
come
have
se
got
bhai.
players at the gates ready to rally back through on the retake. And the
Arre
spike still
baap
hasn't gone
re.
down. Utility making a bit of an issue,
Ek
and a
second.
wide swing
Excuse
from
me,
Cloud.
hello?
He's got one from miles away.
Hello?
West side
Hello?
chimes in. Grubby's
Guys,
there
hello?
too, and Cooper,
Hello?
the last man standing. He tries to find the final player, but the final player finds him. He knocked out Cloud, but Grubby landing the death blow, puts 3-0 up for GX. A strong start if ever we've seen one, especially with how Pacific moved towards that site. They're aware someone's gonna be sitting there, but Cloud still manages to get away with 2.
Yeah, I think as well, you just see the value that we
शॉट बे गुरुबिंदो भाई 30 HP में 2 मारे बे
when they play those double initiators. Like, it was the first usage of the drone from
Oh,
Cloud.
Paco, you are raided already.
Also reveals players at the back of the site we saw from Flickless. It's one of those things where, like, okay, sure, you can't really get into your post-spawns, but also it just means they can take all of those risks of swinging everybody in early because you already know where everybody's going to be.
Language frag.
Well, this is now still a decent buy for Pacific. They've come in with the light shields on most players, still got the rifles to work around. The money potentially getting out of control on GX with a clean round here. It makes sense that they still want to commit to this and not take it a little bit slower. You can see salvos lined up. He obviously can't see the player icons as we can. He's attempting to box them into this fight if they do overextend, allowing his teammates to have a favorable fight, but they're getting the idea on the side of GX that this play will come towards Art instead. Players shifting back and forth, waiting for Pacific to strike, but as time ticks on, no move being made, which is fine for GX with all the space that they've got towards the enemy spawn.
Looked like there was an opportunity, but not too much damage done. 40 seconds left on the clock as Pacific now need to, well, I say need to get a move on. They need to make a decision. They're now coming back out towards the B side, which is a decent read. Even still, though, Aris managed to get in behind them. The man advantage claimed by GX, but a post on that B side pretty likely.
Yeah, we saw him posturing for that fight. Now it catches him off guard, finds another. The push up from 7, spotted as well, but the punish is still there.
भाई क्या मारता है बे 7?
Having again
क्या
to
clean
climb up
dressing
the
है
squad
उसका?
that was bottom of the table last stage now. Falling behind in this series already. One series behind them that didn't go all too well, and the end of stage 1 could be just around the corner for them. Cooper manages to land one, seen it on another, and there it is! We saw glimpses towards the end of the last map, and a big play might just reignite that flame for CNET.
को back to back round से वरना लग
have his neon revenge.
शादी के बाद आदमी कितना झूठा हो जाता है पागल है क्या मैं तो पहले से था
the point where they didn't know Flickless was that far in.
Yes, baby!
Come on, come on.
Bien, vamos.
It's about the most energetic I've seen CNET in years.
I don't know. You remember when he elbowed that table?
That is true.
That was energetic. It wasn't positive energy.
No.
But it was energetic.
As bubbly as I've
never
seen
forget that. That was one of my favorite moments ever.
Especially because the old meme was like, CNET when he wins, CNET when he loses. It's just him staring at the screen.
He's like elbow table.
Nice little bit of info for Ara. Maybe clicked that earlier than he wanted to. But he finds them all here, and so the rotate already underway. Decent buy for Pacific, of course. He only finds one, and it's a trade. Ara's been doing so well. Another opening duel under his belt. Being on fire, but hold on! They might have opened the round, but the door shut in their face.
हाँ पहले ये करने का ना
Cloud all alone.
पहले ये करने का 2 नेड वॉल्ट करता हूँ
slim to none.
हाँ जी
Setup in play. And that's going to get another round from Pacific.
Yeah, a great round from Valorant, especially. Mentioned that he's had a pretty quiet start to not only week 1, but the previous map as well. And I was just going to say, it's unlucky with how many sort of like light shields and weaker purchases into that round. The one player arrow shoots, it takes a bullet. Like, that's enough for him to go down with it. But then it was the attempt to get in before. We heard last week when talking about Pearl, Mini was saying that the post plant on that B side is really hard to break through. So they tried to go early. They tried to get through the Cosmic Divide, and well,
up close
जाएगा their demise.
Up close जाएगा game.
Well, round 6 and again, presence towards B,
13-10 minimum.
CNED waiting outside of A is going to be at least destroying the Prowler, keeping boots on the ground on that side of the map as West Side falls. But a push through mid. We've seen it before. And Ara, he's just got in range, I believe, to hear that trap. Doesn't want to give them the information and sits back waiting. Alorante, though, suspicious of a flanker, thinking that with no presence on B and a man down, they'd already take info elsewhere, and he spots him. Doesn't take the kill in the fight, but this is almost
अपना ट्रैप चेक कर रहा है भाई ये तो मेरा याद है पता है मैं ट्रैप के साथ खेल रहा था मेरे को गाली पड़ा हॉल में
don't really want to give them opportunities with to
Chamber
pick up those
trap
better weapons to take fights back into their hands, and CNED does well to shut down that mid aggression. Now the world is Pacific's oyster.
Yeah, they needed to clear out that player because otherwise they might be walking into a B stack, and instead it actually sells the opposite idea. We've cleared one player out. Rubinho spots the Prowler, but they are now going back in the other direction, leaving that timer maybe a little bit lower than I'd like. The one real danger from my perspective here is the salvo. And actually the C's. Yeah. Like, there's a few pieces of utility here that the lower that clock gets, the scarier things are. And if they think they've sold a full fake out here, that could be a little bit more of a problem. Here goes the potential of that C's. There goes the salvos. Cupid's not going to survive, but Seven is waiting. The second player close enough that it isn't too dangerous. Spams would need to kill him, and it doesn't.
Close जा सकते हैं round.
Oh well, already getting an ult out of Ninja in this round. It's not too bad. He's chipping away at the ult economy. See if that, pardon me, damage can be done. I like the Pacific just took that safe space towards our goal! Let's see how safe it is. Two left, both towards this angle, but time is going to be a big factor. Seven pushes forward. The Cosmic Divide shrouding his steps as he gets up close, but a player behind. It's Grubby who's ended up taking the kills. CNED shot in the back, and the round falls into the hands of GX once again. But this time, it's gonna have so much more of a sting to it. A round that never should have been.
Yeah, it just seemed like they had two completely different ideas of how to play that post plant. Two players fairly aggressive in their stance, swinging in, and then two players sat back. And the second you give Cloud his ult, that puts the entire round in doubt.
It was our
Yeah.
Yes,
two slightly different outlooks.
Some strong words.
No, he was actually saying, guys, that was really unlucky.
Yes.
Anyone could have lost that.
Excellent lip reading there, Tom. I need a little bit of work, but
also
it's a good baseline.
Because I imagine
language.
Quite possibly, yes.
कभी है 11 तारीख को है ना शायद मैच.
Really hopeful. I mean, on Pacific's camp, they'll hope it's a blip in the radar, but that's a really big blow to be dealt early on.
There's been a fair few blips.
On a map where GX have looked so poor previously, now coming in with Ara playing the nerfed Waylay, and well, it looks like he's gotten a buff individually. And this, I love this play. Super passive from GX. So many of the rounds had them pushing up mid, taking space, taking fights. Pacific gear up for that. And all the while, the strength here is the control in A main, the Cypher setup on B, and the fact that they will sit back for the most part and just wait. The only real risk is Grubby, and they are about to pressure him.
Well, I think as well, Alarante's just used evolution, so he's going to be able to avoid a lot of this utility. That's a surprise factor. I still feel like some might not necessarily be used to being dead. He's not immune to a bullet to the face. Nightfall hits onto Seven, so he's down to just 1 health, and that time is ticking with their players slowly being diminished. They haven't even destroyed any of the trips. It's going to make things even harder to get through this utility unscathed. Well, nice shots from Ninja. He's given them an opportunity again. The salvo's still alive. The jump across is risky. But that was the danger. And now the spike on the deck. Round over. Unless they overface.
Close ta.
No, it would be a crazy round to throw.
Close ta be.
Genuinely, yeah. They
Good
would
damage,
be investigated.
good
But for GX,
close ta, oh,
really
fuck,
nice, man. The fact that late round
Possible
aggression
ta.
still comes into play, but they avoid it early on. They don't
Nerf
pressure the
vele.
predictable play around
Second
mid
week
that
se
we've seen
updated
from them so
pa-
often.
हाँ,
Instead,
क्या,
it's
ये
super
नहीं,
late
ये मेरे को
walk
नहीं
up through
मालूम था,
A
mid order
after
में
they confirm the hits coming in there. Didn't even notice that. Very well played by Cloud to be wary and ready for that scrap. And 5-2. This is a strong lead for GX and a timeout coming in from Pacific
decided
now as
that
they see that this
EMEA में
series
nerf
is
wale वाला
spiraling
update
out of control.
same
And
with
not just
Americas,
that,
वो भी
think about
nerf
how
वाले
much
खेलेंगे.
more
But
is on the
Pacific
horizon for them.
1-2 week
This
के बाद
squad would be 2-0 down. You see it. You've seen it throughout the game on our scoreboard up top. 0 wins, 1 loss. Now in a group of 5, you go 0-2, and your life becomes a living hell.
Well, yeah. Also, bear in mind that Pacific would still have to play.
Chat stream को like कर दो मेरी chat कर दो.
That's 2 of those teams, and they'd almost definitely need to win one of those games.
सिर्फ वेले का
So
slope का वो
it's
थोड़ा
a
change हो
pretty
गया, लेकिन ठीक है,
brutal
इतना
run
भी
through from
बड़ा
here on
nerf
out.
नहीं है.
The easier game would be Eternal Fire, and we saw them take a run at
Good
Fnatic
nerf,
last week.
good nerf.
It's definitely a bleak
In nothing
scenario
crazy.
to be in. And I
Space
said,
तो वैसे भी
the
ले
team
पाए.
that loses this is the team I expect to finish at the bottom of the barrel, because it's going to be so difficult to come back from.
Hacker brother said they are preparing
The
for
other
the
side
new
of things
patch
as well
on
is
the
that we're still seeing
W,
those
I
sort of like
believe.
those errors. Like, there's no doubt that there's some
Super chat
really,
miss.
like,
कौन सा
Seven
super
has
chat
showed
miss?
it,
I
the
नहीं
double
बोलूँ
aces.
सर.
I think Ninja in that last round, that 2K was really,
was
really
clean,
clean.
भाई आपका
It's just we
power
haven't
of
seen enough
कमाल
of
का
it
है.
all at the
Zero
same
miss.
time, but then
Love
when you lose
you.
like a
ये दिख नहीं
2v4
रहा था मेरे को.
versus a
क्या हो
team
गया?
that's playing
Chium
an
भाई कभी नहीं
eco,
दिख
you
रहा
kind
था.
of then
इसका भी
go,
नहीं दिख रहा था.
yeah, those are the bits I want to see ironed out.
क्या हो रहा है YouTube को भाई? Hello?
Some work to be done.
Love you. Thank you for the
In terms of time for
right?
stage 1.
See that bucket?
Very much running out. And next week you face a Fnatic hot off the back of the battle against Vitality. And if they lose that one, you're going to face a wounded Fnatic. And that's the worst Fnatic to face.
It's either way is bad. If they beat Vitality, you go, oh,
they're strong as hell.
It might be the best team in the group. If they
Fnatic
lose, you
तो
go,
मारेगा.
oh, they're going back to the drawing board.
मैं
So
chat
when
में
you can't
जान
even
पूछ
take
कर.
it to the maps they would lose, because you know
जान
that
पूछ कर.
they're probably the team most likely to fix those mistakes. So yeah, it's a really bad time to face them.
चिल्ला रही
So
है?
it'd be nice to go in with a win.
It would. Things looking unlikely here. What should be a strength for Pacific, and more importantly, a weakness for GX. This played out in an unexpected manner.
Next to वो लोग का ults भी नहीं आ रहा है.
So
Chat
Cena
लग गए
with the
क्या?
Bucky. There we go. I was about to say, Cena with the Bucky made a little bit of sense. Cooper with the Bucky makes absolutely no sense. So
just pop a load of smokes and run through them.
I am sure with his Team Liquid Academy days, he was very used to just playing awful weapons and giving the guns to young, crazy, talented players.
30 seconds left.
You're in the tier 1 now, bud. You could take the gun sometimes.
B split है
No
लेकिन
wall
PO
to break
पहुंच गया.
through, but nobody watching that cross. If it's a blitz towards elbow, there's danger for Grubby, but he will be slowed for now. Great timing from Ara, going out for the fight, finding one, and now the dash out. Made it up into heaven. Wonderful work from Ara. And again, success for GX in dominant fashion.
Clean round be. Clean by Gurubinno hai.
Pacific are being left in the
Gurubinno
dust.
hai.
Yeah,
MCM
I don't know if this will manifest itself as much on the attack side, but I almost quite like it for Ara's sake that combo of utility has died. Because then it's like, oh, can you dive in and it doesn't work anymore, sorry, I'm just going to have to use
I was in the VCT in 2027 format. It's looking crazy. It's looking crazy.
So it might remove some of the players just having to like literally
Binks
die
sir,
all the
मेरे
time. I think that was the
PC
case when we
build
saw some of the
अच्छा
changes to
है
Jet, where it's just
slash
like,
नहीं
yeah,
बता दो
I'm not
please.
just going to dash into a smoke
बहुत
anymore
अच्छा है यार.
every round.
Definitely from what we're seeing, it's benefiting. I think
Correct
though,
technical
here in the
person को आपने
defense,
पूछा है.
it
मेरे हिसाब
separates
से
it out
बहुत
into
अच्छा
being
है.
more
इससे ज़्यादा
individual
अच्छा
pieces of
ये budget
utility
में नहीं हो
for
सकता.
individual moments, right? When you go to the attack, I'm
Game
curious to
show
see
भैया
how he's
मजामा
going to
मजामा.
make
Will he
use
still do it?
of this agent. Because, yeah, again, you maybe do want to be diving in, but just for info this time, making that recall much quicker, just one operation instead of two. But I'm not super sold on it, but I also haven't seen it in this patch just yet. And with how Ara's playing right now,
जिस हिसाब से वो लोग को elbow मिल रहा है ना बार-बार,
trained in on an angle.
Most likely A split करेंगे. सीधा aim and execute से अच्छा A split करेंगे वो लोग. क्योंकि वो लोग को बार-बार elbow खाली मिल रहा है.
Just as a safety.
कोई context नहीं कर रहा है, कुछ नहीं है elbow में.
And now Pacific can walk up to A where there's still quite a lot waiting for them.
Yeah, Pacific have been trying these fakes a lot, but they're up against a double initiator, and so that hasn't really worked. Like against double controller, maybe you can try and pull that off. This time though, they have managed to catch West side. And they did rotate.
भाई वो लोग को ये problem देगा पता है? जो बार-बार वो लोग
that they saw were caught.
वो लोग को मिल रहा है ना elbow.
Does have his ultimate available. One piece of utility that is still powerful over on that waylay. But with how widespread some of these players are and the fact they've caught Groovy.
क्या रे रोड से मार मैं बढ़िया डिकिंग बाय हाउस यूज
Going for this.
Question: whoever win SS split to the stage 2 इसका आइडिया नहीं और बेसिकली
double the numbers on the other side.
वो आइडिया नहीं इस साल का मेरे को आइडिया नहीं अगला साल से मैं बोल सकता हूँ क्या होने वाला है
Instead,
इस साल देखना पड़ेगा क्या
save call of Pacific find their third.
चलेगा इस साल चिल ईयर भी रहेगा तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अगले साल से इंडिया का सीन बहुत बाप हो सकता है कंसीडरिंग 3 चांसेस है इंटरनेशनल जाने का आई थिंक बहुत सारे और इन्वेस्ट करेंगे बहुत सारे नए प्लेयर्स को थोड़ा बहुत मोटिवेशन मिल जाएगा इवन दो ये मोटिवेशन नहीं आना चाहिए बट ठीक है समथिंग इज बेटर देन नथिंग
Walking into the site where the Sentinels set up and doming him, which is a good outcome. But when you're against West Side, it's not often a repeatable outcome.
Yeah, it's one as well where they because of their
whenever I feel frustrated your streams and videos always make me feel better. Thanks man, love you. Wishman bye, love you मेरी जान कर रहे exclamatory mark join.
West side on that side of the map, and yeah, if you do win the 1v1 fight, which most people normally don't. That can help you out. Early space taken again. Ninja one-off ultimate, so potential maybe to get that online from the or go towards that showstopper, depending.
वो लोग क्यों नहीं ले रहे बार-बार? All Gucci मेरी जान, all Gucci मेरी जान.
Important to note that they've spotted 2 players here, but neither of them are West Side. That could almost sell as a ruse, but now cages go up. They know, and already traps are going to be destroyed. Utility sent through for that, and over the top. Oh, it's a risky play up against West Side, and 7 pays for it with their life. A 4v5, but the post plant at least secured for Pacific. A safe grounder, so they think.
Oi!
Perfectly timed. He's wrapped around. Shot lands, leaves him alone. Grubby cleans up the kill. Numbers keep on ticking in favor of GX as the defuse gets its way to half and 3 kills in the blink of an eye. Flickless, not even involved in the final fight. He was just sat there diffusing away. And 7 on the board for GX. Very nicely done. And again, comes back to what we said.
Clean ultra-tech, clean.
To dive on West Side like that and take him out.
ये लेकिन crucial था. इसके वजह से वॉल्ट और कॉम्बो है पता है.
Especially if he sees you and knows that you're there. I think that really well played though by GX, because I looked at that initially and I was like, okay,
I don't even know what they do.
Alright.
Oh, they're so lost, he doesn't even know what they're doing.
I was going to give them credit for their retake, but I guess it's irrelevant because he thinks they're bad.
He thinks they're awful.
Wow. Well, especially with the nightfall thrown in as well, that's got to be a painful loss. Showstopper picked up. Still some weaponry missing. Cupid again going to be that sacrificial lamb. Ara waiting on the corner and has Grabinho for support.
अरे बंदर ये प्लास्टिक है.
Last time managed to eliminate him very quickly, but it was the 2-shot sniper. It wasn't quite quick enough. The operator might just be a different story. And while they've definitely got a decent idea, they're even going to use a salvo.
मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है चैट कि उसने खुद के लिए मंगाया है और ऐसा बताया कि मेरे लिए मंगाया है और खुश हो गए ताकि मैं भी खुश हो जाऊं और उसको ओपी बोलूं, लेकिन टेक्निकली और रियलिस्टिकली उसके लिए भाई तेरे टिटविच के लिए लोग मुझे गाली दे रहे. मैंने कहा क्या मतलब लाइम जूस के लिए थोड़ा एक्सक्यूज मी
towards this laneway in through the double doors, but Cloud in the corner seen and expected him. But can
30 seconds left.
deliver the kill, and now, yeah,
भाई,
sure,
अब
they'll
मेरे को एक
probably
clean
walk into
2-0
A for
लग रहा
free.
है रे।
Position of Westside, super passive.
भाई वो लोग को दिख रहा है ना, वो लोग को बार-बार
Still
elbow
has his
कैसे
cam,
मिल
still
रहा है।
has his trips, and all he'll do is hold the space. They're in a, well, I say that,
Step
he's still
number
inching
1 नहीं
forward,
होना
and it's
चाहिए
making
कि
me
भाई
a bit
elbow
nervous.
चलो।
If it was anyone but Westside, it'd make me terrified. But
जो
now
वो
the
लोग
cavalry
दे रहे
is
तो
here.
लेने का, है कि नहीं?
They're watching and waiting for Ninja to walk through. He's going to go right into the scope of Ara. And
Go
it's
together.
nothing but success again for GX. The Giants are stirring it.
लग गए।
One hell of a lead built
Result
up
है
already.
लेकिन बस।
It's fair to say Pearl's looking a lot better than last week.
Yeah, and that's, again, that sort of seems to be the worry. It looks like Pacific have tried to take this series to a place of,
भाई
okay, we got
2-0
to watch you
मेरे
play
को
that
2-1
last
लग रहा था, मेरे को मालूम था जेक जीतेगा लेकिन
repeat what
2-1
Vitality did, and also then maybe add a few
ये
bits in
players तो
ourselves.
Pacific में भी है अच्छे।
You haven't really managed to do that. I will say, when
Next match तो
GX
clear
lost the
cut,
majority of their rounds were on the
clear
attack side, but
cut 2-0
we're looking at a scenario where
clear
potentially they're only
cut
going to need to get themselves 4 rounds in the
मैं
attack.
मान ही नहीं सकता।
With how some of their players seem to be performing individually, Ara's had a massive
भले ये
turnaround.
last time अच्छा खेला था,
right
लेकिन
It's not looking like a good scenario, and it isn't looking like a strong pick for Pacific,
से
which
कुछ नहीं होता, हमने
is
देखा
what
है
I'd much rather
language
see than trying to lean into opponents'
लेक्चर
weaknesses.
से हो गया, मैं बाहर आ गया, ये शबाई ये।
You have to commend GX for patching up the gaps. We'll see how the next half goes, of course, but for now, at least a big success. That trap has slowed him down. 7. He's not going to make it quite as far, quite as fast, and that's going to make a big difference to that showstopper doing what it needed to here. At least it claims them space. A bit of crowd control, but they end up walking right into the op of Ara. Another opening duel to tally on up 5-0 in this half. And again, it just goes to show this guy has got such a high ceiling, and this time he's operating on it. But Ninja's pulled this back. Now a doable round till Ara sings in, and Cupid left alone. The shot lands to start. The man of the
ऐसा
hour.
सिचुएशन में सबसे बेस्ट रहता है।
He's faked at the start, and Cupid's not falling for it. He was waiting for the second tap, swings in and misses the shot, but buying time is all he needs to do.
अरे एंटी रे भाई निकाल
And plenty of time for the defuse. The
मैंने बोला था
golden
क्या
child
चीज
down on
तुझ
that
रहो
stage.
बंदा
What
वैलो
a
के लिए
return to
24
form
इंच
for Ara.
मॉनिटर या 27 प्लीज भाई सुनो तुम 40 इंच मॉनिटर भी ले लो लेकिन 240 हर्ट्ज मिनिमम कैसे खोलते क्या है
पुश इन द सेंटर पार्ट
हाँ
इधर ये कैप में अरे अंदर डाल दिया
वैसे ही है शायद
ओके
पुश इन द सेंटर यही है
नहीं इसको पुश करना था
लेकिन वो अंदर गए वो संभल के ग्लास में ले क्या गया अंदर
गोटी
क्या गुटी
अभी तेरे को गोटी सोडा कैसे नहीं पता मैंने पिया था मैंगलोर में पागल
ढक्कन गया क्या अंदर
गोटी मार्बल
लैंग्वेज पंको लैंग्वेज
नहीं पता लड़का होके
गई है ये भाई कुछ बचा इतना चेंज भाई हाँ भाई क्लियर कट मेरे को फंसाया गया है शादी में चैट पहले ऐसा नहीं थी क्लियर कट हाँ पहले कैसे हो जी आज खाने में क्या खाओगे जी ऐसा और अभी देखो क्या चल रहा है भाई प्रपोज तो आपने किया था ना पागल है क्या उसने किया था भाई
They like did a really momentum like to premiere, then win the Ascension, win Turkish League, etc., and then win kickoff, and then they went to Masters with that. They have a good like team building. They understand each other. They're a strong team.
Push
but,
marble
like,
inside the bottle. बराबर है लेकिन वो marble है क्या?
In the kickoff, like we
Is
almost win against
drinkability,
them. I hope it's gonna be this time.
इस शादी में कौन फंसा है we knows?
I think communication. Like communication is the
Hater
biggest
कह
thing.
दे.
I think it should be the perfect almost in every team. I think it should be communication like the best.
भाई आप कमबैक चाहिए सिनेट भाई खतरनाक इंटरव्यू आया है अब चाहिए कमबैक खतरनाक वाली
Well, a lot of talk about hope there in our interview with CNED, but a lot of that hope seems to be waning.
Take care of her or we'll come to you. Oh, come to you. That's a membership लो आओगे कैसे
already a map down. This is
ऑटो का ही 200 होएगा भाई
needed for Pacific. And with GX on this form, with Ara showing up the way that he is,
Webcam bada karo.
This may be a quick conclusion. We did say though, what we're waiting to see is Arrow on that attack side. How are they going to make use of that waylay with the nerfs in play?
Take it.
We are shortly going to get an answer.
मुझे हेटर बोल दिया जा रहे लोले कैंसिल अब ऐसा मत करो बुरा लगा तो बड़ा सपोर्ट करो ना यार फुल सपोर्ट है मेरा ये क्या बात हुई बंको हबे नींबू वन यमी हबे
I have a feeling he's just going to try and shooty his way out of this one. They've all bought sheriffs bar one player.
भाई पिस्तौल हार गया तो हैशटैग के साथ जीजी है सीनेट भाई.
Wondering about that one. You know,
Do you
heard
maybe
the stats.
think that they think they're better?
It's possible. I saw the stat though about it. I think 2 or more sheriffs does increase your win rate in pistol rounds by quite a bit. 4 is actually more than 2.
Okay.
So I would say
there's no fall off.
That it might. Well, yeah, maybe there's a minimum amount of ghosts, of frenzies, of classics. Who knows? Shields and utility, perhaps.
Where did you see this stat?
It was told to me by some friends. So I said I
दो
saw
शरीफ
it,
actually अच्छा. इसलिए मैंने भी चालू किया शरीफ.
Were they a reliable friend?
Yes, they work on teams. I trust them. I trust them. I'll name them if I find out it's wrong. But for now, 9-3. If it's right, it's my idea. 9-3 for GX.
30 seconds.
And a chance to really hammer home this victory. They're going aggressive with the sheriffs.
My God, bro.
Headshots, missed shots on the other side. The spams and the smoke for Cena not looking today. And even though 2 players are clinging on for dear life, GX still have a 2-man advantage.
भाई लेकिन नेड है दोस्तों भाई वेले को देखो.
One enemy remaining.
One of their sheriffs.
You can stop there.
Oh!
They've lost arrows on the scene.
Why is he dropped his sheriff and got more kills without it? So, you know.
सोड़ा हो गया ये तो गोटी सोड़ा शॉट.
From the sheriffs, you see.
क्लीन पर उनका शरीफ लगता है जस्ट सेइंग एक्सक्यूज मी मे बी ऐसे बनता मारता बाप रे क्या मार भाई जीत गया जीत गया
It worked beautifully.
Arrow is already so he got
अब नहीं अब कमबैक मारा ना ना
4 kills in the whole map last time. So
भाई वो लोग ने फोर्स भी नहीं किया.
His opening duels, I think they're 5.
ये तो unpossible है भाई 10-3 है बे.
Fantastic across the board. 6-0, pardon me. Sorry to undersell you there, Arrow. And yeah, considering last time 4 kills total, 1-8 in openings, you can say this is quite the improvement. Again though,
ये बेस्ट है. जाएगा इन्फो लेके आएगा. साइड काली मिला तो ठीक है.
Waiting for a move on that defensive side, trying to avoid the stack. They have, although they pushed quite far down here on beat long, you take a look at the map and see that there's no real concerns. They've got trips covering their back. Watching mid, watching the long push. And they are now gravitating towards this big position. That makes me worry, because this is where all of the defense is. The best chance for Pacific, they're going to go through, aren't they?
Okay.
Oh, W cage पे.
Cage gets him out. Do they know there's a second player here?
By W cage पे. West side, what the fuck?
Might not matter too much. There you go. There's the slow. I don't even. Oh, it did hit.
बाप रे by W cage था बे.
The pulse on the top of the head, but okay.
Or he just shot him a little bit.
Maybe he did damage, yeah. I think that actually is more likely.
I think it might be more likely because it didn't look like it was fun.
Of course, we have the new hood now that shows you
there you go.
The assist. So it was just damage. And it's
Binks is looking strong.
Yes. Yeah, we're perfectly synced on that one. That was beautiful. 11-3 now, and yeah.
Ready come back. को निकाला after argument.
Leave after seeing a few of us. We need the information. It's been so long since they actually pushed, since they took a fight. And when they walked through the smoke, the round was lost immediately. You're fighting rifles on range just as the reinforcements come in. 11-3, from bad to worse. But at least for Pacific, they now have rifles.
फोर्स मारते तो शायद जीत जाते हैं. फोर्स मारने ऑप्शन था मतलब मेरे को. दूसरा कोई विन कंडीशन दिख तो नहीं रहा. ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि 11-3 से इतने बड़े मैप में वो लोग कमबैक मार सकते हैं डिफेंस में.
They lost a map, I think 13-8.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right.
Yeah. Are you getting deja vu?
It was 13-8, yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
I got a good memory.
The worst part is, Cena said in the interview, you know, I hope to have a different
They're
score.
not in trying.
Yeah, I think he was talking about the BBL game.
Yes. Yes.
Snowball ho gaya na re wo
2-0, sadly.
That was a better score. They're being forced all the way back. Gravwell, salvos, a lot of utility being used by GX, and now they're going to run down into what is a stack up of players.
Bhai marta to hai base 7.
Seven's been quiet. The 2 aces of the last map not really having the same
Shot
impact.
by Flickless, what the fuck?
That might be all she wrote. Spike down in a horrible position.
One
They
tap.
are pushing into West side though, and you have to be careful doing that. And Ara, I think he's going to be figured out now. It's been too long where he hasn't reacted off anything his teammates done. So they are expecting a flop.
If he gets one, that ult could be so dangerous, but he needs the first, and it's Cupid
He can get the spike.
stepping back into Art. Now the spike is theirs. He doesn't know it though. He doesn't know they've given it up and wrapped all the way around. He's trying to bait them on the jump out.
He's going to run out of
Buying
time.
but the thing is, 12 seconds left. He's got to go. Dashes up and over. Sees nobody here. 10 seconds left. I don't think he's got time to make it back. No, he doesn't. He's miles away. He'd have to win both duels, and they will not offer those up today. A rifle carried forward, but a round lost. Pacific, well, the start of the win streak has to be here and now.
How is this
It's
healthy?
such a gamble, yeah.
Bro, how can you not have Goti Soda? You are a 90s kid, you boomer.
GX
Uncle.
have credits to buy into the next round.
Goti Soda nahi piya isne. I am so excited. यहाँ पे we can have Goti Soda at home now. Look at this, uncle.
Well, it won't be a complete duplicate of GX's score last week. There's at least that. One better for Pacific. They did pick the map, though. And again, I think all props to GX for coming in and rethinking how the approach is to this one. We had that aggression, but it felt much more tempered. I loved what they did with mixing up the mid control that they were constantly going for. Literally waited till the moment.
पंको मेरे को समझा मेरे को क्यों नहीं मालूम क्योंकि मैं जेंजी 6-7 हाँ
From what we saw last week, while Pacific kind of...
baby.
I think that's the thing. Credit has to be given to Pips and Waylander. They're always good at sort of learning from their mistakes, adapting, getting better as the season goes on.
Alorante
in a good position again. It has not been a week to remember for him. Can he have that standout moment? It's going to be one, but he's definitely
hello क्या
a little bit of luck that goes a long way. And this round's going to be far more important. The credits
नंगा नाचना कैंसर कमबैक मार सकते अभी एक्चुअली कमबैक मार सकते अभी एक्चुअली कमबैक मार सकते नेक्स्ट राउंड हम लोग जीतेगा 11-5 11-6 में वो लोग बहुत अल्ट है फिर 11-7 11-7 तक रास्ता एकदम क्लियर है एकदम क्लियर है
I just want to throw credits into the win, but you'd also like to remove this weapon from Groovy's hands.
Yeah, 2 players low in the next, even an outlaw could go a long way. 20 seconds on the clock, 4 players to drop, and I think the word save might be circulating in their comms right now. And he wants to make this a bit more costly if he can. Bleed out those credits from Pacific. And he won't even get close. CNET on another 4K. And this is the thing, like the conversation today, Pacific, we know they've got one player here to play. We know that for sure, but how deep does the bench go? And I guess now that again we look at consistency. Where CNET's popping off. We saw it at the end of Haven as well. We saw big rounds from Ninja. Alorante had some great flanks. It's just not there every time. And also not at the same time either.
लेमन सोडा और बंटे वाली बोतल में ठीक है.
Very difficult for them to get all their stars firing, but also one player's comfort becomes another player's discomfort. Like the swap of roles onto Raze for 7 just has to look good.
नहीं है गोली है वो.
7 and 14.
क्या गोली है वो?
And 2 of those kills came versus the bonus. This round though, much more of an opportunity. 7 playing anti-flash, 2 on stack up. Clearly expecting there to be a consistent amount of pressure put onto Art because they're very happy to give up the other side. Through, it's a little bit shaky, but Ara, he's going to have to just fall back. The rest of his team hoping to make their way through the smoke. And Ara's got off with a big double. However, the last 2 players sat with pistols. Now a rifle foul.
निकालेगा कैसे?
Oh, the information might just get them into the post barn. If they can find the spot that is hidden, very difficult to spot.
मैं बोला हाथ को लगेगा.
The suspicion you saw the ping go through from west side, expecting that there will be a player a little bit deeper. He's got the right read. 3 coming in just as he moves. Cupid steps into the angle, rips his head off, and he's going to be all alone. The timing. Oh, it was almost perfect. They've rolled the corner just as he got there. Chips in the night, but Alorante, the ones open the broadside. 6 now for Pacific. And again, I think back to Haven where they were 3-2 up.
Dekho, chat, dekho.
And then the game fell apart completely. A streak from GX. And it feels like the same thing here. A close enough start.
Hey, क्या clutch मारा उसके? नहीं,
Nice, boys. Within punching distance. My God, go. And then they go quiet. And GX run away with it. They build up such a lead. And eventually Pacific get back online. But it's that low point in the middle that just gives too much. It asks for too much to be met on their side.
मैंने touch the grass इतना नहीं किया यार.
Found.
Yeah.
मैंने इतना touch the grass नहीं किया. Sorry.
Significant amount of rounds in a row. And they are still at that point. 5 rounds needed.
बस अगर आर्यन टेस्ट के लिए उसके बाद कौन सा स्टेज के लिए क्वालीफाई है? Final stage.
A little bit more if they're going to take it in regulation, but I'm yet to have that level of belief. A buy round now back in. And
Shot
versus Valorant has been a very one-sided story so far in this match.
अब क्या करेंगे वो लोग अकेले?
Completely open for business. It really comes down to can they kill Arrow cleanly? And they can. That at least gives them a way back into this round. 5v4 retake on B. I don't believe it at all. 4v4, there's potential, but it is still tough.
Well, they certainly know the flank is coming. And the man that's watching it is
Question
West side.
is
he can have
कितने
support
लोग
quite
आ रहे
quickly.
हैं flank?
Indeed, the flank is almost all that's coming. CNET sitting back in spawn with the up, hoping for an overextension, but there is none. Instead, looking to meet them head on the flank, finding a double.
Hey, वो लोग ने wall किया बे?
This is going to catch the majority. Does it reach all the way to the back? No, it doesn't. It leaves a bit of a gap, and in fact, that gap is the only place that they've got anyone standing. Flickless, the final and Pacific.
Hello?
The sensational retake with how it started. They're going to keep themselves alive. 11-7.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe the gap is looking doable, crossable at least.
About halfway to being level. It would be a streak of 8 rounds in a row if they are to get there, but
Ninja OP, Ninja OP. बाप पलट मारा उसने, लेकिन क्या retake मारा उन लोगों
that
ने?
late round, I wasn't convinced that they were going to get back in.
तीन
It
बंदे
seemed like
flank
it
कर रहे थे,
wasn't
दो down
until
पे 2v3
they get
बे.
that nightfall online, and then he starts
Chat
moving, then he
गंदा वाला
pops it
comeback
off
है
his
तो.
own.
Fnatic
Still
लग रहा है
going to
मेरे
be a
को
purchase
Fnatic.
for GX, and their ults
मैं
are
बोला ना
building
वो
up. They
round
have a
decision
lot
जो
of
था इसको
very
करने का,
high impact
actually
ultimates
W
to
decision था.
potentially just get over the line.
तुम लोग को इतना game knowledge नहीं है मेरे
Now
पास.
CNED with that operator, showstopper available.
That was W. That
A
was
chance for
W.
Alorante to evolve. They haven't had to use everything to get through these rounds.
Yeah, credits built up favorably as well for Pacific. They have a safety net to fall back on. Showstopper ready and available for this round, and Pacific already putting out a feeler on mid. Second Prowler's being sent in, saw nothing. And the 4 players that are occupying that space on the defensive side, they have to decide where they go. Unfortunately, they go towards A. The rotation now slower, and CNED left on his own. Gets one. And even decides to stick around in a risky enough position, but that might get them the info when the smoke falls. We've seen GX flee towards mid, where now there is a fight brewing with Ninja. It's a bit of a risk being in this spot, especially when there's a trip right beside him to hold down that push. It has worked out.
Almost.
Double, an advantage is built on from here.
What was he saying? The off-angle king?
Yeah,
That's what he was calling himself earlier. And clearly it was.
Chat गंदा comeback है बे.
As you said, unorthodox position because
अभी
of
उनके
where they were
पास buy नहीं है
placing
proper
that
save
trap.
करना पड़ेगा गुरुबिंदु को और
But
उनके
it's
पास
worked
ult
out.
अभी भी है 7
Big
का
round
Fade
for
का भी
Ninja and
ult
that
आ रहा है
comeback.
Valorant का भी ult
Definitely
है
going to be continuing at least a little longer.
भाई 11
5 rounds
10 तक
in a
वो
row
लोग कर
now for
सकते हैं.
Pacific. We start to look back to that attack side half versus vitality
Hello?
for GX. That was where they really struggled. I think it was 2-10. They just didn't get anything going. So if that's going to be the case
11,
again, what was
10
there
तक कर
before
सकते हो
was
लोग.
just the momentum of that previous half getting them through. 3 now the difference. Pacific are genuinely getting themselves into a spot where I'm starting to question what GX have got left.
3-11 से comeback आ रहा है.
They're on course.
मैं तो पहले ही बोला था भाई.
To find that success.
Pacific एक मैच जीतेगा. तुम लोग
Perfectly timed from
ही
GX. A timeout. Their first of the map. They felt in
Match
control.
क्या
And
एक
as
बंदे ने
rounds
table
started
तोड़ा
to
था
slip
लेकिन.
away, they said, okay, let's see if they can steady the ship. But finally, it's captain on deck. The coach gonna have a lot to say.
भैया haters के यहाँ हाथी पहुँच गए.
GX as well. We talked a
क्या?
lot about that.
National का match के बाद.
I think
On the
last
way
week
है.
the whole
On the way
narrative
है.
of do they have
On the way है.
the embers under the ash still, or have they completely teetered out?
माउस पैड को थोड़ा ज्ञान दो मतलब इतने बड़े-बड़े क्रॉसर अलाउड होते हैं बंक्स भाई कुछ भी क्रॉसर अलाउड है भाई ऐसे खेलना चलो बस खेलो इधर क्या डिनर आपको एक बार कन्नड़ा वाला गाना हो जाए कांदा वाला अभी नहीं खाना आ गया है लेके मुझे भी दे देना
GX wow the ash smothering the embers perhaps in that case again both of these teams 0-1 you set the stakes at the start top whoever loses this
this was the reuse bottle push go to open at 1/3 of height bottle no narrow so go to stuck there
going
you
into
can
those
drink
last
and
3
later
weeks
it
especially
can
with
be
the teams that
refilled
yet to play
but that's
and
the thing,
with
like
suction
you're talking
goalie
about
can
Pacific,
be pulled
Vitality and
to
Fnatic
close lead
alongside Eternal Fire.
क्या सेक्शन है तो ढक्कन नहीं खुल रहा
Pretty
डायरेक्ट
much the same, but they've already played Vitality. You swap them out for BBL. It's not better, is it? It's I'd say about the same in terms of where we put the teams at that top end. Many will have them on their way to London at the end of these next couple of months. And a pacey take being attempted. Not too bad. 7-0 showstopper over the top. But Cloud's doing well. Doing damage means he has his ultimate alive. Did they expect Cupid? A snake in the grass, sneaking his way through.
Shot में Cupid. बाप रे shot में Cupid. भाई लग गए रे GX.
Well, the plant never even came
लग गए रे बाबा.
He interrupted it, got ahead of the curve, and now, well, we
इसमें
talked about the
BBL
others
तो
having
rank
their
push
big
नहीं.
rounds. El Capitan stepped up to the plate too. Pacific looking online from top to bottom, while GX hot off a timeout.
Shot, babe, shot.
And I think that shows you everything you need to see.
Well. Oh, यहाँ पे तो meeting हो रही है.
Men sometimes suppress their emotions.
Oh, मैं supporting कर रहा. ये map Pacific. ये map
There's no suppression.
Starting से लेके अभी तक.
So that he can get back into the game.
He was shaking.
Same as Alex. Alex don't suppress no emotion. He lets it out and then he gets himself back into the right mindset.
Bring back Barbar as a mental coach. That's what I want to see.
I do miss it.
Have you tried breaking the table?
भाई वीटो सबको मार सकता है chat. Heavy head पे वो लोग.
Pulls up some wrestling VODs for the guys to look at. Well, here we go. Deep play from Pacific. They're trying a bit of aggression. Are going to be met by a trap.
They found my wire.
And that wire broke, and Westside knows what's going on. Cam's going to spot one walking through, the others with a patient face, and now they'll group up. I like this.
वो लोग ने 2 अल्ट मारा वीटो को कुछ नहीं होने वाला है.
Not one to miss those kinds of shots. Oh, man. The right idea from Pacific, but GX, they were ready. And the fact that it wasn't just Westside, the Grabinho is there as well.
Cypher spot भी नहीं होता रहेगा ना.
For the defensive side.
Cypher ult से spot भी नहीं होता रहेगा ना वीटो काम पे
That's pure skill. Hold on. He's wrapping up behind Alorante. He's being launched and the shots don't land. Cupid, great round last round.
भाई लेकिन वो लोग 2 अल्ट नहीं मारा वंबो कॉम्बो जब भी फ्लैंक आया पता वो लोग ने एक ही मारा बे.
Made sure
that there was never going to be any shenanigans. And as you said, I don't mind the call. I don't mind the idea, but it is just the shots again from Westside. So clean with it, moving himself ever closer to the top of that ball. 11-10 बोला था जस्ट कौन बोला था?
You see these sort of streaks going in, but when you are this far
energy आ गया वापस.
a single round can be enough to break it. Like that's the moment that all of the doubt creeps back in, all of the worry of okay, this map is slipping away, and all that momentum can just dissipate. Pacific need 3 in a row just to stay in this series, and maybe like I know it's super early, but with what we expect, maybe even stay in the tournament.
Side काली, right काली. Drone तोड़ना पड़ेगा. Oh shit, नहीं तोड़ा drone.
Pacific at the info early. And they're in the right position to avoid that ultimate coming through. The C's not so much. Ara's already going to get side control for free in the spam. It takes down 7. A wild spray through the smoke. I don't think he could see him from there.
Drone तोड़ना था. Drone ने तोड़ा. Close right खाली हो गया पूरा. Dugout ult मारा. Left side पे smoke, slow nade. सारा left में ult dump हुआ है बे.
With and off, he spotted one close, but the stun doesn't catch him. There's a second man behind him. They are ready for this swing, waiting for it, and Alan doesn't need any help. But Alorante with a triple, they're still alive. Pacific have fought their way back in the game. Far from over.
There he is. There he is. He's definitely been missing, and we've been waiting for those moments. Oh, we talked about the West Side and how he's known for that sort of headshot capability. But if you talk to anybody in the tier 2, the name that always came up was Valorant.
OT.
Well, you know there was a lot of teams interested in taking it outside the Pacific as well. This man was a hot prospect, and
I need to walk it off.
कैसा लगा? हल्का सा 3-5 आ रहे. हल्का सा 3-5 आ रहे.
Two chances to close this out, and the attack side historically not kind to GX. Ara 23-12 as well. I mean, again, what a phenomenal turnaround from this guy. But from what we've seen so far, it might not quite be enough.
Joe, we've missed
रिवील में मालूम है कि एमएन पुश नहीं है, फिर भी नहीं लिया बे वो लोग ने.
We just have him in his live reaction the entirety of the round. It's like a watch party, but he's also in the coaching booth.
3 मिनट पहले बेल बजा था. 3 मिनट बहुत टाइम रहता.
You can kind of see him in the corner and just
he's beatboxing.
It looks like he's IGLing. It's like back in the day. What is this, a game of Fracture? 12-10, 2 rounds to go. And GX, they are on the verge of course correcting on that last week, setting themselves up to still be in contention. Maybe not for the top of the group, but make it through. And all those players coming back in. Our timing is perfect. It looked like it was perfect. But Seven and Ninja dealt with Buddy Flickless. Another huge round by him. CNET knows, and he'll catch one. He'll get out, but he is surrounded and has to fight his way out, throw his way back to his buddies. And he spotted them. He's seen a player up close. That's the only man he needs to deal with. Valorante's on his way. CNET will be there waiting.
One coming through. Cloud stunned up, but not able to react off it. A very low HP CNET, but with an operator that might not be too bad. The players have been heard making their way to the site, and that's CNET gone back into a 2 versus 2. No salvos to be had, not a lot of post. It's everything, and Cooper wins it again. The position not good. Westside had to run.
Pips and Cam.
And this continues to climb back. One round now,
उसका अल्ट भी आ रहा है बिटो का. Oh shit.
I believe they were what, 8?
Everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong, chat.
Climb up from the very bottom.
भाई ये सबसे crucial kill था ये, सबसे.
They were 12 out of 12.
वहाँ पे अगर नियन मरता जीता.
Coming into this,
coach cam.
And then GX start to bruise and batter them. But now,
Coach Cam,
we haven't seen this kind of climb since Christian Bale.
गुरु बिना अल्टे वो लोग को भी मालूम पड़ना चाहिए कि बियान वाले main problem ये है कि CNET का ऑफ का वो लोग क्या करेंगे. क्योंकि शॉट तक का 1 या 2 शॉट ले गए.
It's good enough. One last hurdle to jump over. And what could be the final round of this map, of this series if GX are to take it. Let's listen in with GX for this pivotal round.
BBL. I'm pillar. Backside.
Oh.
Tetris.
Oh, भाई बाप रिवील. Bob reveal, man! Bob reveal, hello!
But this game is not over yet. If you told me you believed in OT,
well.
But here we are. 11-3. Somebody got Pips in a new desk. This one is going the distance and then some.
Hello?
Do you remember the game they played versus Jetpates?
11-3?
They were dominantly in the lead on buy, and they just lost. I think it was every single attack round they lost to Starzo's calling. It just seems like one of those games where at every single hurdle I'm going, okay. Oh, they lost that one. And just each step of the way, somebody brought back in from Pacific. Like, these players have stepped up, and we were joking about how it was the 7 show. It actually hasn't. It hasn't been him in this map. It's been anyone but, in fact. He's definitely still been there to liven them up, but
2027 VCT format looks fun. It's looking fun.
And GX, they've got to feel dejected at this point.
उसका मतलब मेरे को बहुत वॉच करना पड़ेगा क्या? ओपन क्वालिफायर से भाई इतना नहीं कर रहा मैं हर एक को ओपन क्वालिफायर तो नहीं कर रहा. इतना नहीं होने वाला. मास्टर्स करेंगे सीधा भयंकर.
हाँ? No doubt. This is a tough pill to swallow for GX.
Masters
The battle is not over
और
yet.
अपना
Another
matches,
map
बस.
after this, if we even get there.
हर एक रीजन को ओपन
They could
क्वालिफायर
close
मैंने
it
कर
here and
रहा.
now.
Hara was a shining star, but the operator this time doesn't land. I think they're even potentially waiting for his attempt on a reswing.
Because maybe तो पार्टनर टीम्स रहेगा.
Committed to this
वो
B
हाँ
side.
ना.
A fourth player
तो फिर
rotating
अच्छे
in.
मैचेस और
And Ara taking some serious damage. Alarente's gonna miss. They've almost forgotten about
Bro,
him.
लग गए
And he's
वैजी.
sprung to life over the last couple of rounds, but another man they've forgotten about is Ara in the backlines. Somehow still standing, and now the only one left. He will fall as well. Alarente with another high-impact triple. And Pacific from the depths of defeat.
रात के 10
now
बजे
have
थर्ड
their
मैप.
first map point.
Map 3 on the horizon. What a play as well. The bait here was perfect from Pacific, and it starts long before our replay.
भाई ऑफ शॉट उसने मारा एक और को स्पॉट किया था मेरे को लगा वो लोग मर जाएंगे क्रॉस फायर में बे.
Then the wall goes up a while after, each time letting it settle. Pushing players out of position and not filling the space.
Well, भाई लग गए भाई.
They're going to come any second now. Are they rotating back? What's happening? And as they're ready,
क्या
as
लगता
the
है रीसेट
neon
कर
wall
भाई
goes
सारे
up,
टिल्टेड लग रहे
Alarente
हैं.
strikes in the back.
सारे
That
टिल्टेड
is
लग रहे हैं.
unbelievable. For Pacific, thinking back to Haven, there were rounds that didn't make sense. They pressured B without reveals, without anything, and now they have perfected the game. They've left Gibson rivaling Rap God's words per minute. 13 to 12, and we could see map 3. I cannot believe it.
Waylander's face is like, you know when there's someone complains to the waiter, but you're not actually that man. It's like, and he's not happy with his steak. And Waylander's like, yeah, I was actually fine with it.
It was a bit dry, but
क्या रोड मैप एक बार समझाओ ना बंग भाई. रोड मैप सिंपल है. एक एसेंशन जैसा अभी 3 है basically in short. In short,
he's really going in there.
we have 3 chances to go to
I
international.
hope they don't show this on cam. We always show.
Heavy stretched it, coach.
One round
भाई,
with
उसका हो गया
Pacific
भाई.
to
उसका हो
get
गया
this
भाई.
map.
11-3 था
One that they
बे.
chose, one that
11-3.
GX looked bad on last week, but I'll say, that, like, Ara couldn't get anything done. He was being shut down in early fights. Now he looks so
ये मैं पा
much
रहा मेरे
better.
को नहीं लगता
GX
मैप 3
tidied
कोच
up
करेगा वो.
the game completely, and it doesn't appear to be enough. At least it wasn't in regulation. Now to fight their way back on the attack side, the one that they struggled to find rounds on. Already blitzing in and losing Ara on the entry.
तो है.
It seems unusual in this map to see him lose an
तो
opening duel.
है.
It's a good seize, but they just don't manage to capitalize off it. A few players tagged up,
Reveal
but
तो है.
those tags don't really play a part. I like the re-aggression as well from Pacific. They're not just sitting pretty, they're feeling confident. They're looking for those fights, and they are going to find them. 2 players about to round the corner. One dead immediately, the second as well. Map 3 looking inevitable.
Hashtag के साथ लग गए
Retrieval mission
बीड़ू.
utility having to be used just to try and claim that back. And Grabinio's
Oh my
space
God,
has been watched for.
11-3
West
से.
side 1v4.
11-3
Split.
by Split
Just
Pacific.
moments away.
No
Unless he can have
way.
another
वो लोग यहाँ से comeback
hero
मार
play,
सकते हैं.
which, I'll be honest,
No
should
way.
never have been needed.
No way,
is
chat.
Unbelievable. For GX, it looked like they
चार
did
जन
everything
हाथ
right,
पकड़
fanning
के
the
लड़े.
cinders
बाप
of
रे,
last week
कैसे
into
थे?
flames and
क्या
shining
हो रहा
so
है?
bright for so long in that
ऐसा
second half.
comeback.
They held the lead. But now,
इधर भी let's
to the
fucking
final
go.
hour, the
मुंबई की
final
शेखर
minute,
तुलिन
at
भाई
the
मुंबई की
bloody
शेखर लव
finish
मेरे जान
line,
के
Pacific have come back through. For all intents and purposes, they have snuffed out that flame of GX. Map 2 lands for Pacific. They're going all the way to split. A comeback for the ages. And for Pacific,
हल्का सा
one
coach cam,
map
please.
away from
भाई
really
वो लोग
dealing what seems to be a
सामने वाले
death
ने
blow
हाथ
to GX. Let's go down to
हैंडशेक
the
कर
stage
रहे
where
इतना
Nat is
स्माइल
standing
भाई
by
हो
with the
गया
star
भाई
himself.
एकदम लो फील कर रहे हो वो लोग सामने वाले.
I'm gonna do the best I
Huh?
can here to get the information out of it. But Seven, I know your emotions right now probably going everywhere. But what on earth happened in that second half for you guys to come back like that?
Honestly, it's just trusting our game plan, trusting our game. When you're down in rounds, you have to just do the stuff that you know that works.
One round at a
Okay, then my
time.
other question is, are we gonna see that from the get-go in map number 3, or do you think you're gonna have to be down by 7 rounds again to pull out that magic?
I mean, I think map 1 was a warm-up for us. I mean, so was a little bit of map 2, but I think all of us right now, we're primed up. We're all firing. We're all calm. Things are looking good for us.
All right, I like it. The fact that we're going to be seeing this Pacific showing up in map number 3. It's only a short moment before we get to it. Stay with us, because on the other side of this break, we'll break it down a bit more and be excited for that map 3.
Bang by ज़्यादा watch party मतलब more international audience means more super chat means more members means more income to you. Bro, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए यार इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस. मैं सिर्फ इतना चाहता हूँ कि जो नेशनल ऑडियंस है बस वो लोग ही 150 रुपये का मेंबरशिप ले. बस इतना चाहिए. I just want to cross the 25 membership mark. That's it. That's it यार. बस इतना छोटा सपना है कि 7 खास दोस्त मेंबर हो और कम से कम 30 नॉर्मल दोस्त. इतना सा ख्वाब है मेरा, इतना सा, just a little. है कि नहीं? Bro, mix main is good, is very good in ranked. कोई तो चैट में बोला था एलेक्स फ्रॉम तेमू लैंग्वेज. देश का सिस्बैन ये 11 तो मिनिमम है आपके कास्ट दोस्त. एक्सक्यूज मी 11 कौन इस झूठ फैला रहा है? एक टीम में टाइम आउट लिया तो दूसरे टीम को भी मिलता है क्या? दूसरे टीम पे बात कर सकता है, कोई सीन नहीं है. So inspiring, thank you. Now it's time to get some food, give some food and get some chai. आपकी वजह से हम खुश होते हैं. Thank you for making valorant. Love you Tulin bhai. और the owner's plan यार, मैं तो एकदम छोटा सा हेल्प किया. You should thank the owner boy. No, first you eat, no. I'm doing something. बोल ना चाहे स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो तब तक 2 मिनट को
it? Come on, how do you make sure players are coming focusing on into the next one? I don't know. To be fair, I think that they were even more calm than us. I think we just trust over game plan. Both attack and defense, we trust a lot this map. I really think that we had some unlucky things on attack. Also, the pressure after losing the first map is always there. But yeah, as soon as we won a couple of rounds, we knew exactly what we had to do because the gameplay was there. We have been breaking the map in the same way for 3 last weeks.
Yeah,
basically.
more or less.
So as soon as you win some rounds, you get momentum. You just need to let them do the job. And the overtime, perfect.
Yeah, simple as that. Like, there's nothing else to say, really. We've been breaking the map, we trusted the game plan, and that's it. Like, just do what you do every day. Simple as that.
There's the ability to be able to keep calm in a situation like that, make sure your game plan is executed to a T, and momentum, sure, that's an element of it. But to be 11-3 and have enough momentum to force overtime and then win it cleanly, Mini. Like, what
How
on
does it,
earth?
how do people do that?
How do
like,
people?
Seriously. Can you imagine?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, I know what you're doing, but yeah, I have no idea.
God,
I think it's just about you start believing again, the momentum. I think that Giant X specifically on that attack side, I highlighted before the game, they weren't defaulting that map again. They were just running it down, and Pacific had a good game plan going into it, being able to absorb the fact that, you know, if Giant X are going to go one direction only, then we can rotate really quickly. We can do anything we want to.
I like the way that Giant X was playing on the first half, like the way that Cloud was working with Tejo. I think that there was a lot of individual moments as well, but then things turned around. I think it's crazy. We also saw in the graphic that we just showed a lot of first engagements also going into the side of Giant X, but then this comeback happened. CNET having this moment here with the Neon is he now going to be proficient in so many agents? Cupid in the 1v3? Like, hello, that did happen. Very, very exciting to see this kind of Pacific. And we heard the coaches speak about momentum. Think about how CNET was screaming top of his lungs by the end of this map.
Yeah, one thing I was worried about coming into the game is that, like, obviously 11-3 down, I'm starting to think, did we kind of overhype how good Pacific were playing? Like, we were saying that they could win this series, but they hadn't won a map yet, and then it was going down to 11-3, I was like, okay, maybe we overrated. And then coming back,
baby!
Not crumbling, I think they just made series close.
Ezreal
But then this map, I was like, maybe
देखा
they're just
जाएगा, तो
gonna prove us that, like, they can't just win. But here we go, first map win of stage 1, and looking good.
Godfrey by RA,
E
and Sim as it goes.
That one for us was, and now
कल अपना finals है, बहुत बड़ी होगी क्या बता दो snacks लेके आता हूँ. Obviously होगा best of 5
where is map 3 gonna go for them? Because I'm also wondering, you know, is Pipson gonna need a new heart after that one?
He does.
Was a little bit, you know, cagey at the end there, a bit aggressive there, but he did also give us a little bit of time to some of his words about Whaley and why they went
manifesting you asking to buy Acetal capsule in 2027. Love you, Dilip bhai. Love you. Thank you so much, Meri Jaan ki rotate.
To be honest, like I don't think that like Whaley has been nerfed only as a initiator of doing things for him to being able to play really strong of double dual combo that she just dash in the sky, slow from the sky and TP back while Neon runs you down. But we never ever played Whaley like this, so I don't think it has anything for us. It changes anything. So we see certain strengths of Whaley in another things. Just because of her abilities, which is similar to, for example, like jet dash with, but at the same time potentially like on defense, like and in attack you can take the space with refraction, which allows you to play it like partly as a Yoru chamber on attack, disrespecting the things, but at the same time executing as jet. So.
He would talk for days. It's like, hey, Whaley's been nerfed. And it's like, yeah, but have you thought about how you can do anything that Whaley does with other agents? I'm like, oh, yeah, tell me everything about it.
He was still pretty set in stone. And of course, it wasn't the Whaley that felt like the thing that was undoing their comp here. The Whaley did phenomenally in that first half that you liked Kukuga.
Yeah, and I think that Ara is one of the players that we always highlight as he has to be having a good thing for them to succeed. But that is not what we saw on the first map. Also, in bringing back the Waylay conversation, Pacific, now we're going to jump into Split, right? They did play the Waylay last week, Casino was on it, and he moved away completely from it.
फॉर्मेट रहता तो भी वापस कोई नहीं कर सकता था। लोग ने एक बहुत crazy impossible task किया।
Yeah, I mean, playing Phoenix is one thing, but playing a Waylay that's also been nerfed is going to be extremely interesting. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be playing Waylay right now at all. But the fact that they're making, again, a player who's a Sentinel playing such a high skill ceiling agent is something.
So normally when I interview players before series starts, I ask them about agents that they would like to play, and they're normally KG. I will say Westside said for himself, not on record, so I'm gonna, you know, leak the off record. He said, I really want to play Waylay today, and I think there's a chance we will. So he wasn't willing to say it, but I'm gonna add him now. I personally am not surprised because this is apparently something that he's been wanting to pull out today.
You're telling me he knew we were going map 3?
Yeah, he knew at least.
Hello, Binks, bye. Good brother, just got free from work. What about you?
So
I'm good. I'm good.
As maybe you guys are.
I just like his self.
Can you explain VCT 2020 format? Basically, they get 3 chances to go in the match.
It is Giant At some point, they're going to struggle, but at some point, they will also bounce back.
When we talk about comps matchup, it's very double duelist heavy. We're looking at Split. They're going to be sending it. The style from Giant X has been extremely all-in, and on this map, I love it, and with this composition, I love it. So I think their attack side is going to look a lot better this time around.
Nice. Also, towards the end of that previous map, we saw Pacific being a little bit more aggressive on the defense. I would like them to carry it for this one. I would like to for them to keep that momentum that even made them come into this place.
Do you think there's a way that Pacific might overexert themselves a little bit though? That if they carry on momentum from map 2, they overextend and they kind of outplay themselves?
अब जैसे मेरे को भी बाहर का खाने का आदत हो गया है मैच देखते हो भाई मैं कभी बाहर खाने खाता हूं भाई मेरे पे क्यों डाल दो
exactly I agree with him.
All right, I like it. Take that energy from map 2, bring it into map 3. I know 2 people who are very good at that, and that's our casters, Mitch and Tom.
Thank you, Nat. Yes, we are pumped up for Split. Not as pumped up as Hypoc was backstage.
Where came from Ascension 2? Yes, sir.
Well, I can't say it.
He did a little what? What was he doing?
So happy how Ascension played this bridge. All the hard work can be noticed. Lovely, Mary Jan.
So he was doing a little gigi, is what you said out loud. Anyway,
exactly
we're going to move very swiftly on from that.
Yeah, there he is again, gigiing.
Mitch is saying weird things on broadcast. Who could ever imagine?
Oh, man.
This one's going to be quick and brief. We'll have to wait and see. It is our third and final map. It could have been a 2-0 in the favor of GX, but an astronomical comeback have made those Pacific fans feel giddy, and we'll have to wait and see if they're going to be able to take this one over the line.
एकदम crazy
is what you meant, but
that's okay, I'll catch you on that one.
I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised Pitts could still speak after his voice should be gone from the screaming as he watched.
Sorry, he's not allowed to talk into a pause now.
Luck wala game kar dega to ho gaya players ka.
Stop him. We've seen it. He's speaking to himself.
Waylander just sat there like,
it's one way to handle it. For GX,
do you reckon he has him on mute?
I don't think it would make a difference being that close to him, man. He gets loud.
That's how we test our headphones.
Just get him up here. Well, it will be slow play towards A. This Viper wall is something you're going to see a lot on the attack side, just robbing information, making Pacific overextend to try to grab that info back, but already they've spotted players towards the top of ramp, and pressure about to come through the bottom. CNET dodges the flash. Beautiful shot onto Ara as well, starting with a first kill for CNET. Done! But GX, they battle back 45 or less on every single player, but a 4v2. Anyone's game, and it's GX with the time on their side.
That comes down to mistakes. Is anybody going to give them an opportunity?
जिसने भी stream को like नहीं किया, कोई stream नहीं, कल का दिन अच्छा जाएगा.
Ninja does at least get a couple for his trouble, a couple of orbs to go with it, but it is going to be the pistol round heading in the direction of GX. And something that is worth talking about is Westside going onto that Waylay. Obviously, we've seen him play Yoru before the nerf a little bit over in Clash. Phoenix has looked pretty good.
Phoenix has, yeah.
The Waylay, though... Come on! It's a very different role. It's you going in first, a lot of the time you dying first. So I want to see if that synergy has been built up between him and Ara. And if they are going to be able to make that one work as a duo.
It is a strange time to be moving to the Waylay for him after the nerfs, but we did talk about this before we started the show today of like, you could have your Waylay is going to have to pick different dive spots if you still want to use the stun, but that can set up the Neon to be the one closing the gap off the back of it. And I can see some success on the attack side coming from a well-executed comp like that, especially with Sky down blind.
Yeah, Pipson in the coach confession as well sort of almost doubled down on what I said in the last map, which is that they didn't want to do that dive and throw slow. That was never their goal. So if you're not trying to do that and you're just using it as a better jet, that actually makes a lot of sense. So clearly, it didn't go fantastically on their last attack side, but hopefully on split alongside that secondary duelist, which is what I feel was missing. It might help them out a little.
But I do just think Wayland Neon Sky is so damn strong. I mean, you're playing with a Viper, and you've got an Astra. The amount of opportunities you have to pop and burst out of smokes, out of walls, is sky high. Paved the way, already finding one up close, and that's a decent amount of defenders backing up this site now. They've all flooded in. A sea of blue, of cyan, and, well, Westside's turning it red, but they've lost 2 battles. Pacific fighting their way right back into this. They didn't even invest. This is not a force, but they are a force to be reckoned with. Cloud, 21 HP.
Look at the health.
They've got 50 between them on the other side, but 3 weapons pointed right back. 10 seconds, and no chance? Surely. He doesn't have time to plant it. Only one of them needs to play. A mistake needed for him to have any chance here. And, well, planting is definitely not how you're going to win this round. Cloud done for. In the end, it's Ninja's triple that brings us 1-1. A beautiful round, and you have to think for GX, they just took a little bit too long.
Players, seeing them for the first time, 7 BAP player. GX का team अच्छा team है.
Pacific to pull off that rotation.
7 BAP player है, senior by BAP player है.
I don't think Pipson's going to be
Bro, I'm the GOAT, I think. No,
True, that's true, that's true.
Actually, I'm the GOAT.
That's true.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ninja got 3 kills in that round.
Yeah, I think probably it was a good stun he's talking about there. Got a lot of assists for it.
But,
you know, maybe slightly overselling your impact on the round there.
He's won champions, you know?
True.
Plus उसने बुलाया रहेगा सबको भी पे इसलिए.
He was the GOAT. 1-1 at GX.
But I know that you know better, but please,
his specific part में होना. Right afterwards,
please, आज से forms are open, so please discuss
Pacific with an adjustment of fighting ahead of that wall coming down from ramp is really the weakness of it when you don't have players to back you up. Snakebite denies heaven control.
I like
GX,
how
it's a
your
good
name
round
is
to learn from, to see all the utility that Pacific are going to be throwing at you, to see where they're playing. Maybe that ramp walk is going to be a weakness to exploit in the next. For now, though, it should be very, very difficult for them to find any impact in this round.
Yeah, I like, again, just the positions we're seeing from the Pacific players. Like, no real aggressive spots, all playing passive. I can't imagine this setup will be played much during the actual buy rounds, because you know that it's going to be so much harder for them to get those picked with the weaker weapons. And it is so flawless in round number 3. A huge boost of economy. Obviously not too much saved from the prior round, but it's mainly just winning when you are full ecoing, winning when you have all the guns. And now going into that first fire round with pretty much everything you could desire on the defense.
Yeah, it really is the best way to start a map, is losing the pistol and then following it up.
जब first time देखा था ये अपना best player था पता ना valorant है.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
debut के time पे.
If you force by round 2 and win, that's still
Kasis का volume कम करो, Kasis का volume कम करो, game show भी कम होएगा. This new partner team or old one will be there, but there will be some kind of requirement. It's true.
Buy up for both squads. Seekers online for the attackers. Not much else to report on. Certainly not in the defense. Nothing to answer back with.
It's true, and instead of 5 years, contract now is 2 years for.
I said this could be something to exploit for GX, but oh my goodness! I didn't expect them to go running into the spawn, and that is going to be their choice of grave. GX really dominating those early fights. And I respect the attempt, but the shots hit on the other side are impressive.
Yeah, I also wonder, like, a lot of the time you're going to see teams playing either a 4-1 or maybe like a 2-2-1 with the 1 always being outside
normal
the A side.
Default रहता था ना.
I wonder if that was just them
actually अच्छा था.
Because the second there are 2 players,
one
it
or
does
2
become
match.
a little bit more difficult to try and clear everybody out.
1 month बाद अपने anniversary month. Bye, love you. विकसित हो जाएगा तो.
Job, and hey, if anything, keeping 5 players alive on your side, straight back into a 2-2 scoreline. It's going to be important for GX just from the mental side of things, because that last map is going to take a toll. Like, you were in such a commanding lead, your opponents needed 9 rounds to basically get themselves back into the game and even take it to overtime, and you let that happen.
But एक चीज अच्छा है वैल्यूशन के लिए क्या भाई बहुत सारे ऑर्ग्स जाएंगे
everybody on the side of Pacific as well.
वो एक चीज अच्छा है.
So many opportunities thrown the way by GX. That's why they're here.
अपने सीन में बहुत सारे ऑर्ग्स जाते हैं ना.
I do think that's the exact adjustment for Pacific. We're going to full push towards A main. You have your C's, you have your nade. I think it was CNED that was there as well. So you've got the stun that can come out and a lot of aggression. So if there's numbers there, you catch them in the choke point. And if there's not, it's probably Flickless again, just holding that control by himself, and you overrun him. He has backup, and that's really where the plan falls apart. The blind spot used to the attacker's advantage. Now it is just Flickless sitting outside A, but predictably, Pacific don't go for the push that lost them the last round.
Now, operator in hand, mid-shot. Getting out of here. CNED's trying to time it for when they stop spraying. And he has managed to do so. In fact, doesn't even take a lick of damage.
Zero आपको याद कर रहा है फाइमन पे.
Make sure they can't quite chase him down.
वैसे भी निकल सकता है. मेरा
he kind of has a player locked into the angle, but
मेरा आज हालत नहीं हुआ.
A smoke utilized just to get them out of there. That's not bad though for Pacific. It means they've been able to hold on to that mid control. And actually, without spotting too much, you can already see the temptation from Cena to potentially gamble back towards A. He's been thinking about it.
Cosmic Divide lined up, and it will be to have it. They're going to full push ramp, leaving Ninja to take a fight through The reveal caught them for a moment, but no kill off the back of it. GX gets his sight. And a plant soon to be found. Ninja almost losing his life to the return spam from Flickless. It'll be the retake to be played for. For one pick there. If Ninja just found it on the way out, that could be huge. They'd have Nightfall to fight their way back into the site, but failing that, and both Prowlers used, this now becomes a very difficult retake for the defense. Still without first blood to be drawn.
Oh, decent stun. Gives them the
अरे बाप रे साफ कर दिया जीत ने वापस.
A singular kill.
भाई ये सेट पे दो लोग अचानक से एक सेकंड में तीन मार रहे.
Yeah, for the Pacific it comes down to holding on to the weaponry. Yeah, you can rebuy most of what you have, but the operator will be that little bit too expensive. Again, I think another round where you look at GX when they have a high impact ultimate, in this case the Cosmic Divide,
थोड़ा ब्रेक पे चालू करेंगे next week से.
The only real thing that could have gone wrong was if Ninja catches something off the reveal. I think that was the one piece that could have worked. And he does hit the reveal, it's just he doesn't hit the shot. That's all it came down to.
I think he put him half.
Yeah.
There's still a few shots landed. It's just hard to hit that Neon when she's sliding around.
Did
like
that. Membership मेरे जान today? Since there is no tier 1, tier 2 team next year, does that
GX to end
any or can send any player if they are available? Yes.
We go back to sort of the observations towards that A site. The aggression had been there. They knew this round with Flickless's info that it wasn't. And that's the late play, is just pop down the Cosmic Divide, force the pressure onto Ninja, and take the site. Oh, he's continuing. Arrow's gone through the stun. The Waylay dive as well, but they're not accounting for another player. So close inside the smoke. Seven gets a second. Lawless teammates are fallen. Ninja now last alive. Fires through the Nightfall. I think caught them both as well. Good information to play with. No trail going back towards main. Catches out in the open. In goes the reveal. Ninja won't lose this one. The
clean clutch.
when he's all alone is a risk taken, but there's your reward.
open में क्यों था लेकिन?
Considering the operator, but it's already there on site. Not going to be missed, but I feel like we've seen quite a few of these moments. A huge play from Ninja individually, but then you kind of look back to like the second that Nightfall hits in the Red Bull clutch, it almost just looks a little bit panicked. Like too many angles to check. He could be running it down.
Gold was behind once in 6 months. Is it good?
Two isolated fights. Like,
लोग 15 साल खेल के प्लेट में रहते भाई.
Impressive trades. It's just that it's Arrow in the open. I think he's a little bit worried that maybe somebody's coming from main. But the fact that you saw where he used that Nightfall from probably should have given the game away.
Yeah, I mean, it was more towards stairs, right? So they are understandably suspicious of like a spawn walkout, but to be completely blindsided by the Heaven play is unfortunate, to say the least. New Viper positioning, thanks to the changes on the ult. It's going to still cover all of mid, given a lot of space, but it's abandoned immediately. The pit left open as they wrap into Heaven. Pacific reinforcing it with a snake bite down. Given a lot of utility, and this time CNED. Ninja backing him up on site. In goes the showstopper as Flickless falls, and Well, that push comes
Very
to a
nice.
close very quick
Bye, lag gaya,
and
GX ke lag
cleanly
gaye, bye.
for the side of
GX ke lag
Pacific. An
gaye.
in-zone
Bahut sexy
flawless
खेल है.
and a statement success as they get back into the lead.
Yeah, and
-1
attempt a
friend.
much faster play from GX after kind of having the same success in the opening of the round. They go back to the same execution, and this time you just see that tunnel being created, and rather than cowering behind it, they get that little bit more aggressive. Wow, that's a very unhappy looking. That's maybe the first time that I've seen him look sad. Like he normally looks annoyed.
Coach reaction के लिए अपन ये game देख रहे हैं.
Someone give him a hug. Waylander, give him a hug.
Huh?
Pippi needs a hug.
It's actually what they're doing during this
They're
round.
one of those games.
They're just hugging.
Embracing each other. Waiting for the inevitable, tries to turn from the flash, but that's so smart. The early peak. West Side's ahead of their own flash. And you can see they never expected that. It almost looks silly from CNET's position, or from his perspective. Just him with his back turned in the middle. But
let's never stop hugging.
4-3, but it looks like we might be equalizing very soon because the push up from Pacific,
Bang
they
with the
think
man.
that they're wrapping behind the play, behind the push, but there's no push. GX are waiting for this exact thing to happen. For Pacific to overextend and then to come in with the punish. And now finally, they'll make their way towards the site. Now that it's a 5 versus 2 and they know
my
one's
first
outside
super
B,
Bunks bhai, love you
thinking is
too,
correct,
Ronak bhai,
but
love
they
you
would
too,
just be
मेरे
wide
जान
open.
पे.
Spike planted.
ये कैसे समझा नुआ? Shot
Decisions have to be
में.
made. You have some
Is it
credits
possible
to burn,
someday
but
we'll have cracked team like BBL?
how much is the damage worth
5 Indian player.
versus the potential loss
Will you be ready
of
to
those
buy
extra
out
weapons?
for a dream
I said
team?
it won't affect them too much going into the next round, but it's the future of the economy going into a 5 versus 2 scenario.
Hey, can we
So,
start with
we're
one
just
Indian
gonna
player
trap them on
first?
an exit or two.
Huh?
Start in play. Fabinho's going walkabouts. He's looking for an opponent on the other side, and actually they do clear up those
Clean,
remaining weapons.
clean.
From a flawless in the last to
Clean.
4 standing in the next, it is a peculiar game to say the least.
अपने को एलेक्स बाय का ट्विन मिल गया एमए में. एक प्लेयर भी मिल गया आज. एक प्लेयर भी मिल गया आज. जो टेबल छोड़ा है. आज मैं देखो तो $5. Love you. Binks भाई प्लीज अक्षय भाई को याद मत दिलाना. उनका मेंबरशिप खत्म हो गया है. ठीक है, no problem. ठीक है.
You don't see that every day.
Well, it's
But I mean-
interesting, well, because if it was the other way round and Pacific
Hey,
had
G,
been
cook
first,
like लग गए.
I
G
might
के
believe that Pipkin was
2027
like,
में
actually, no, I
पागल है
need
क्या?
2
नहीं रे.
minutes here. I need the full time frame to be able to talk as long as possible. But it is the other way round, it seems. I wonder if
After
they
a
know
long
the other
time,
is
Bunks bye. Love you मेरे जान
We'll
good day.
find out very soon when that timer hits 0 and goes right back up to
Bye,
1.
भर दिया बे.
He genuinely is rap god.
I don't think Pipson's going to run out of things to say either.
उसने
He'll be like,
कम
"Oh,
से
for
कम
another minute?
4
Okay."
सेंटेंस लिया.
And go again.
I love it. He's literally like he's leaning
भाई
as
कास्टर्स
far
नहीं
away
मान रहे भाई.
from Pipson as he can. Oh, it's my favorite thing to do in the pauses. But yeah, I think that back and forth, and especially the dominance of rounds in the back and forth, it's got to be a peculiar one to manage as a coach.
लोग
Because
पेपर
on
में
one
क्या
hand, you're
लिखते
looking at this
हैं?
and going, okay, we just absolutely
Drawing
dominated a
करते हैं वो
round.
लोग.
But then with the way things have been going, you almost expect your opponent to come back at you in the next.
कैसे
to
मेरे
make some
भाई
sort
हम
of
भाई.
adaptation.
Love you मेरे
And
भाई.
so they are
अक्षय
both
भाई
trying to
thank you
react
बहुत
in that
मेंबरशिप मेरे
moment.
जान good day. Love
But
you
the
मेरे
fact
जान
is,
good. Love you मेरे
normally,
जान
the
good
team
day.
that calls the pulse, the other ones goes, okay,
क्या
they're
ये
going to try and do
EMEA
something
के
new,
Alex
so
भाई
we're
है?
going to either
थोड़ा
stick
सा,
to
थोड़ा
what we
सा.
do, because it worked, or we're going to try and adapt.
Coming
to
right
both
after
teams have done that.
exams. कैसे क्या
So now
exams?
you sit there and go, well, they're going to try and
रात को
adapt
कौन
to
सा
us
exam?
adapting to them, so they then have to adapt to us
Hello,
adapting,
Ale.
so we should adapt to the fact that they adapted to
Teacher
us.
come back when?
Does that make
नहीं
sense?
रे.
You'd make a great
अच्छे
coach
players बचे नहीं इसी
for the
में.
halftime. I'd love to see some of the players.
कोच पे ये हाथ में
They'll
पेन
never
चाहिए.
expect it.
Do exactly what we did last round. Run it back. Well, look, for Pacific, I think either way this has been a success, showing that they've got the resilience to fight back into the previous map when genuinely
table तोड़ा
I come in
आज?
today, I'm rooting for them. And,
Aim
well,
किधर?
Why is that?
you know why. You know why.
I know
कुछ
why.
थोड़ा
got
सा
carried
left
out
right
there.
shorty
There's
वाला
people
scene हो
watching
गया
this game,
सीधा
Oh, we don't
irritate
need
हो
to
गया
talk about
ऐसा
it.
table
But for
तोड़ा.
Pacific, they've come in,
I knew you and Pipson were close, but that's news to me.
In map 2, I really thought that
Arey Maharaj,
there's no
ab
chance
to
for the bounce
membership
back.
le lo,
And
baat
for
to hai.
them to keep themselves
Useless
in
cast dos wala
after
bitch
the
ko.
kickoff that they had, after last
यार आप
week,
मुझे भूल
after
गए
map
आज
one,
भाई मैं नहीं भूला मेरी
now
जान.
after half one of Pearl, it's impressive. It really is, and it shows that we definitely have some of the right pieces there.
Normal 2-1 default.
Deep Viper orb being thrown through. It's active on both sides.
Blended
It will be the
करके
defense to
भाग के आ
drop
गया.
theirs as they continue to
भाई
walk down
Pacific high risk, high
GX
reward
waiting
play कर
again.
रहे भाई.
Patience there on the attack side. They find a huge reward. Arrow with the double, and Flickless follows up.
Sorry,
Now
क्या बोला?
again,
Pacific
a
बोला क्या?
5v2 right
GX.
off the timeout. GX have read that perfectly.
GX.
It turns out they
मुझे भूल
tried to
गया.
counter
Hashtag OP कह दे.
Pipson's rap god communication.
And
It
you do
turns out he was
just
just
wanted to know
repeating
why
himself, just
nobody
do the same as
uses
last
mechs.
round. That's
It's
what he
not
was saying
good.
over and over again.
Just wait, just wait. And if they do this, just wait. And if they do that, just wait.
The funny thing is, I could actually imagine him doing that. I could
45
genuinely.
different-
done,
and
मेरी
if Flash
जान.
A, just wait. You know what you do in Flash B? Don't answer. Just wait.
It's like Cloud. If they were to do it, and he goes, well, I would. No!
Shut up! Just wait.
Well,
Except he would be shouting. That's
no,
that would
if
just
he
be
was
speaking
speaking
tones.
I know we all love each other. That's how he actually
काजम
started.
बन जाओ मैं
Yeah, he's
आपका
actually a
रौनक
very
भाई
wholesome
नेकी
guy to
और
speak
पुची
to.
पुची. Love
That's
you
all love
यार,
with
love
Pipson,
you
that's what
यार.
everybody
ये
says.
thought तेरे mind में cross हो गया
Well,
ना.
I bet
Means
think
a
he wishes he
बस
had
यही
support
thought
now.
बैंक अकाउंट में भी क्रॉस
Because
हो
after
जाए.
back-to-back
मजा
rounds
ही आ
where
जाएगा.
you've immediately
मजा ही आ
gone
जाएगा.
into a 2
हो
versus 5,
जाए,
that's
हो जाए.
probably a time where
हो
you'd
जाए.
really like a pull. And also,
और आज तो
basically
special
the
day
same
है.
thing. Like you're trying to get aggressive,
Today is a
which
very
is
positive
normally quite common
day.
practice when you're running a double duelist, especially one of those being a neon. But when you get wrecked like that twice, basically your opponent's just holding for you.
एक
Again, that
caster
might
से
have just been
और
the
एक
sort of like
इसे
meta game.
काहे
Like, okay,
compare
they're not going to
करने
expect
के?
us to do this again, so let's do it again.
Casters
But when you
OP?
get decimated like that,
Actually, I heard
that's
this
kind
young
of where you'd
prodigy
like to have a
and
pause.
he's
And they
waiting
do
for
still have the credits to
opportunity.
buy. Like the way
Nikhil,
that
come
both
on,
teams have
give
been
him
able
a
to
chance.
keep the rounds they have won clean, and in some cases bring a
karo
weapon
yaar.
through as well.
Bunk
I am
by
intrigued to see
पैसे
if
देने
that bar is
काश
going
दोस्त
to be kept
लेने.
by 7 though. Is he going to go with a
आशीष
shieldless
मोड में
rifle?
बकचोदी चल रही है भयंकर. इसके पैसे
And he
मिल रहे हैं.
has.
Language.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Hey, if you hit
भाई
the
काशिश
headshot
को बकचोदी का ही
and don't
मिलता
get
है.
headshotted or body shotted.
Or even if you do get headshotted, it is what it is.
That's true.
As long as you're up against the Vandal or nice and close to that
इतना
Phantom.
He
entertaining
just knows he's up
काशिश
against
उतना
Westside. He's like,
audience
well,
lock in रहता है.
he's going to headshot me anyway. I don't
पूरा
even need
टाइम
the
ऐसा
shield.
serious.
Exactly.
तीन बंदे मिट जा रहे हैं. देखो इतना ऐसा स्मोक डाला
Except when
है.
Ara has an
ये
outlaw.
देखो यहाँ पे गया.
Or in this case, no
तो
armor.
तुम्हारा बाप रे क्या रोना. ऐसा कास्टिंग
He's
क्या
on
हो
next
गया
set.
भाई?
He's evolved.
सोते सोते
See if
सुन
this
लूँगा.
pays dividends. Already going to be avoiding the ultimate sent through by Westside now. The heaven split. They force themselves into main.
I'll dodge
It's
to
going to be
the
7 alongside Cupid, but it's only 7 that's needed to hold the line. Clean shots without the shields, and clearly he doesn't need them. Westside and Cloud, 2v5. The shoe on the other foot now as 7 storms the site. Pacific.
Seven ने
flawless in
catch
return.
पे मारा है
I
भाई.
don't know what's going on.
Hello?
See, no, I've got it. I've got
Okay,
it.
okay.
So
I was
Here we
mixed
go.
to
Pipson
guess.
was actually planning for
Assist?
round 9. I think he was planning. He
यही
was a
चीज
step
तुम
ahead.
लोग का डिसिप्लिन खराब करने वाला है.
Don't know which way you look at it. Probably
मैं
not.
एजेंट खेलने का
He knew he
अंडरस्टैंड
could
करने
never
के लिए.
beat Pipson right after the
लेकिन you
timeout.
should
He knew he
always
could
go
be
back
around
to the
after.
agents
So
which
he
are
was like,
good
guys, we're going to lose the next
and better
round.
for the team.
Yes.
But we'll go for round
Timeout.
10.
We're going to lose.
Round 10 has always been my favorite round, so if we win that
True.
one, they're going to get a full sense of security. Yeah, it's balmy.
सात
The
ने
fact
क्या
that they're winning their
67
rounds
बनाया
so
उसका.
dominantly, but we sit 5-5, it's genuinely so confusing.
Treat him like a buttercup, build him up,
बाहुबली
just to
बहुत
take him
sexy
down.
alt है
Love
Jake's
to
का.
see it.
ये round जितना बढ़ेगा.
Generational plans from
That's the
Binks.
guy who just killed everyone last
Yeah,
round.
he got 3
क्या
headshots
मेरे
last
को
round,
कर
clean as
करके
can be,
kills
and
ले
now
रहे
he's
बे?
caught in the open, goofing around. That's a strange one.
But
Pacific,
क्या हो गया
they
बे
have managed
Pacific
to
को?
make a big mistake and then massively overcorrect into a 4v2. This is a strange game, folks. I don't know what we're witnessing, but I don't want it to stop. Pacific,
1, 2, 3
6
double
to
pick
5
दोनों
now,
अपना
and
kill ले
after
लिया.
winning the round after
भाई
the
वो लोग
timeout
बस
and then losing 2,
इतना
I
अल्टे वो लोग
crave one
ऐसा क्या
thing,
walk in
and
कर
that's
रहे
an
हैं?
end-of-day Pipson highlight
Hello?
package. He must be going through all the emotions.
I thought you were going to say a 6-6 so that we have a beautiful beautiful little pattern on the scoreboard. 1 round, 2 round, 2 round, 10 round, 2 round, 2 round, 1 round.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Bobby.
Bank got that cross.
And the good thing is,
as
I am a broken record, they can very comfortably still buy. And they come into this round with 4 of their 5 ultimates. So a good opportunity here for GX to level the half. It's exactly where we should be with how things have been going. An operator for Ninja,
W ult,
the fade operator is a nuance. It's not something you see very often, and might be in trouble. Wesson, they're running through the utility, but hey, it's worked out for Pacific. That 6-6 not looking very likely. I think a combo break of Patent Ruiner is about to happen.
Oh, they always say a Viper Wall, a Snake Bite, and an Aid. Very weak combination. They pass each other on the ropes. They've passed each other on the ropes. Alorante, he's dodged the dog. What's going on? They have not seen this man. He is a specter, a shadow, and he is about to strike from the... He's made noise! What is this game? And now he's leaving the site where they are to track the guy he doesn't know is flanking. I don't know what I'm witnessing. Grabinho somehow comes out of this in the best position possible, strikes onto Cupid. Alorante's on the other side of the bloody map. And now Pacific, they've only got screens in sight to play with. They backed themselves into a corner.
But also that's where GX are going. They're walking into the one stack up on the side, and now Groovy's backstab almost seems meaningless. This has been a story of a round. One that I hope we never have to tell again. A 1 versus 3. Hey, he's dead. There's no way he comes out of this alive. A 7-5 Pacific will claim the lead.
3 बंदे साइड पे जान के लिए लड़ रहे जो बंदा एस्ट्रोवॉल के पीछे उसके लिए ऐसा हाइप किया माँ कसम
Red Bull gives you wings.
क्या लगता है चैट इट्स अ गुड हाफ बोथ साइड बस आई थिंक कोच को थोड़ा बहुत टिल्ट करने के लिए आई वुड लाइक पैसिफिक विन थोड़ा और रिएक्शन देखने में मजा आ जाएगा खासिस भाई की पेमेंट बोनस आई है लगता है एक्चुअली आइन 3 पे हार्ट को टीममेट्स हक देते हैं क्या करो मेरा गेम प्ले कॉपी पेस्ट करो मिनिमम इमॉर्टल 3 मिनिमम टीममेट्स का भी जरूरत है मिनिमम में बोलो अगर आप स्ट्रीम नहीं करते हो तो अगर आप स्ट्रीम करते हो तो मिनिमम इमो 1 मिनिमम
Well, folks, don't forget to set your stopwatches for tomorrow at 5 p.m. CEST. You can get it to go that far. Where the big matchup between Fnatic and Vitality is going down. And you can see 2 former club mates head-to-head. It's going to be one to remember. But for now, we're getting one that we can't forget. A crazy game on the stage. Pacific and GX map 3. And if you had 3 words to summarize how we got here, you'd be about 45
Breakup
words
too short. W.
This has been madness. Pure madness.
I'm confused.
Yes, actually, very, very solid there, Tom. Very solid. That gives you the full picture. It has been a crazy game. Even that last round. You genuinely don't know. You know, normally you see these videos, it's like the 1 in 100 clip from ranked or from an official where they pause it and say, what happens next? You could do that with any moment of this game on any map so far, and I guarantee you nobody would know unless they had seen
most of those are faking in custom service.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even sing over their clips live, and frankly, that's outrageous. Jack Igo mentioned. Well, round 13, the pistol round. From what we've seen, it means nothing because you can win with 4 classics against the buy in the next. That's what Pacific did. That's how they got here. For GX, on the defense, this is a bit of a challenge for them. But the success of the attack, a lot of it came from just waiting for their opponents to push into them. I do wonder if they'll have different energy here, though.
That normally seems to be the case. A slow attack, a fast defense, and Alorante looking to claim that headshot machine title, but there is other contenders in the server. Ara maybe being one of them. A pistol switch in the middle of the fight. Cupid at least claiming one, but it's the advantage in the favor of GX.
Oh, shit.
Meaning, if I'm going to meta game the story so far, Pacific are in the lead in this round.
Based on what we've seen. Valorant. Oh, he's got the position. He'll catch one. The other on the other side of the Viper wall, but Flickless comes through with the pick they needed. Ninja's giving away the fact that he's here.
30 seconds
and of
left.
course, they would have suspected it, but now they know for sure. 25 seconds. And it looks like they're given the space to stabilize, to get this plant down and flip the clock into his favor. Very close to the elbow, but that gets him round. Well, okay, very close to the elbow. Goes there with his knife out. Big mistake. And West Side's there to punish. Another pistol for GX. Now just behind by one.
Maybe let's kill them before.
Yeah, I like the reaggression.
does
incredibly well to sort of get back down mid, shut down any of that additional control.
Nice!
That's going to be their second pistol. Of course, they didn't manage to get the conversion last time around. I do think that on the attack, that should be a little bit more difficult. It's not so much getting all the players in the right place at the right time, but saying that, if they were to rush B right now, it is fairly dependent on a Grabinho judge. That sounds like it's a safe bet, but you never really know, especially if Cena goes sliding past the angle.
He's in smoke. He's playing a crazy game, a risky one, that's for sure. They're about to come out of that for a reveal, but he can't break his teammate needs to. The shots do not land, my God, it's atrocious! And they've killed Flickless in heaven! I don't know what I'm watching!
As DJ Khaled once said, another one. Or maybe not. A chance to try and respond.
Okay,
has had enough. He wants to try and do it all, but he's died to the nade. Comes back down to a 2 versus 2. Still, only classics, he says, on the other side. But a gravity well, which could make things awkward. A chance, maybe, to do something here. Already.
Got it half though.
Got it to half. That's definitely a problem. Somebody's going to have to swing this and hold in the angle. The wraparound not going to do anything. They managed to stabilize.
That's
a really... Yeah, listen, awful round top to bottom. Well, not quite the bottom. They got there in the end.
All I'm going to say is I called it. You know, if CNET comes sliding around that corner, sure, I'm really surprised by.
What's that?
We didn't get in slow-mo.
That's true.
They've turned a page.
Nice! Yeah, the replay's not over, Tom. I'm holding my breath. I'm waiting to see it. Okay.
Just cut away now.
All right. Just going to go right back to it. Whoops, forgot one.
We're going to miss the round, but we'll see it though.
But the 7-7, the fact is GX get out with 2 weapons that makes this round a lot
3 हो गया तो आपको 2 kg काजू quality done चाहिए.
My head's already hurt.
Make a wish.
I don't. What? What? Okay, 7-7 is the score, and Pacific are feeling some pressure. Feeling the push towards B main, they're going to back out of there. The reality is, this is a round they don't want to take unfavorable fights, like when GX are looking for the battle. You evade that because they don't have a lot to work with on that defensive side. They have a lot of weaknesses, and now they've missed the timing.
Unlucky.
I think Grubby might even have been seen stepping up there. Team Pacific were more than ready. And now, if they get the plant down, they can keep all these fights to range, which is what I want to see with so many weaknesses on the other side. It should be an easy closer.
Heavy chance of flawless करने का तो लोग का economy भी अच्छा रहेगा Pacific का.
I don't know.
Probably something different.
They're going to keep 4 players alive. I have faith.
Sky's out.
See, good start. I
see
gone.
Coach के मिल जाता.
Flickless.
Not push right.
Gonna take a bit of it. 3 players alive. They're going to keep 3 players alive. That's 3 would be fine. 2 would be worrying. 2 would be worrying. If anybody else was to get caught from here, it would be an absolute nightmare. How? Ow. How? How?
I'll give you an answer to that, Tom. They pushed around. They said, we've got the advantage, we've got the plan, we've got the time.
Take it away.
They're going to push in.
No, he's not ready.
They're gonna push into us, and we've got the range, so let's just take the fight to them. Let's just run at the pistols. That always works out well. Oh my goodness, this game. I've already lost years off my life.
At least you were right.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it feels really good to be right in a moment like this. That's just such an overplay of your hand. everything went your way. You won the opening fights. You got the plant. Time's on your side. They've got to push into you. They've got to push into your angles. And sure, you want to get ahead of the utility. They've got a very good combo bursting out. I understand that, but they also have pistols. And you...
fight later.
Yep.
It is a repurchase. A judge for CNED. Judge has been unkind so far. Normally...
इतना जिंक्स कैसे लगता है मेंबरशिप कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा भाई आप मेंबरशिप कैंसिल करोगे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं
normally pretty good.
I hope आपकी लाइफ एकदम crazy चले टेंशन ना लो I am with you.
Over the top they go. This is a ruse. CNED is being sold to the wolves. He's being sent to his doom. But there's already an aggressive position from Ara. He only really needs to take one and
almost.
Into the retake. Ninja's position is
nice. Ninja कुछ crazy कर सकता है.
But his flank is still in play. Timing here going to be everything, but he is making his move. Ninja by name, Ninja by nature.
Crazy.
Down at least a little bit. And now that backstab becomes even more deadly. It's only going to come down to Flickless if he can turn the tide, if he looks back in the other direction, but he is just waiting for his teammates to make that move. A troublesome position for one. Cooper in the corner, Ninja, that defender, but the trade has been made, and there Flickless pounces, his patience paying off.
Ninja का मालूम नहीं था एक बंदा उसके बाजू में अगर वो दूसरा बंदा मार देता था क्रॉसिंग पे वो कैसे एल्बो तक अंदर जाके मारा बे बार
right it's just that they didn't push out the way he needed them to. He needed them to float so he could get it quick, and because they took their time, Flickless can wrap up behind, and that closes the round. Otherwise, very different round we're looking at right there. Good attempt, but now the lead for GX and the money falling apart on the side of Pacific. It's nowhere to be found. There's a couple of credits. A few shots in the arcade machines. That's all we're going to get. The timeout called here and now by Pacific. Calling it out going into their low by obviously make the best of this. Find out what you can about the setup that they're running. Although I think we already have a decent idea. To speak about the next round. Because GX are about to be 10-7 up if things go as they should, which they probably won't.
देखते हैं कि ये राउंड कैसे निकालता है पैसिफिक देखते हैं कोई टेंशन ना लो कोई टेंशन ना लो.
It starts to feel like success is on a knife's edge and you're on the sharp side.
Yeah, I also feel like this is going to be, again, a bit of a difficult one to sort of talk through, because the round where you've actually come in with the proper buy, the main question comes down to your post plants. Like it's just like being overly aggressive in silly circumstances. And like, yeah, I get it a little bit more here from Alorante. You're trying to buy time for your teammate to wrap around. That's fine. But in the round prior, that was just
भाई हो सकता है कि next match का एक ही map करे ठीक है.
That's
very much हो सकता है.
Very good sign. You're able to get those post scenarios, get those few extra credits, get the orbs, and also get the timer ticking in your favor. But you've also lost all four. And that is quite a damning statement for the first few rounds.
Barcelona versus Atletico में कौन जीतेगा? Obviously मैं Atletico.
And a Bucky.
क्यों मैं बाहर ही नहीं जाता तो बाहर से कैसे लूँ?
For double digits. Not that much of a disadvantage in play for GX when it comes to the next buy round, even if they lose all their players. The start is good for Pacific, a trade, and now they'll focus in towards the safe side. This is all we need. The control, and GX to go pushing into you. This time they don't have the rifles, but they do have the ultimates. And if they can get the pit down, this game, that could be completely different. Turning their weaknesses into a strength as those pistols play inside the pit. They could put it down, but we're not seeing it just yet.
Maybe going to rely on other ultimates. They're going to have to rely on other ultimates because Alorante is already dead. And well, I guess they just weren't feeling it. A chance for Ninja, but again, a nice attempt.
Bro,
he's been having a good game. It's safe to say, but not this time. Another post.
Seemingly
another opportunity, but yeah, the thing is, I've seen teams like if it was the only ultimate they had, I could sit there and go like, okay, like maybe you want to save.
They have a plan in the next round.
You want to save it for your buy. When you have
four, I'm a bit surprised that you don't use 3 South Asian
especially the pit,
players,
you've
right?
got pistols. You put their HP low. You can play off each other inside of it. And what did GX have to get back through? Now they've got ultis. They've got the Seekers. That's a big problem. They didn't have the Seekers at that point. They didn't have any ultimates to fall back on. And it also nullifies if they have an op in play, which you don't know at that point. It nullifies that.
Seems
like a mistake. But this is what the timeout was for. This is the round we've been waiting for. The Pacific we're waiting for. They saved over every ultimate that they've got here in the previous round, not committing it to the 4v4 post plan. Well, that answer, it's within reach. It's a few seconds away, and already Flickless is down. That's a huge spam kill from Ninja. He's been very good on those. In this series so far, the response to flash out and take down one. West side right out of there. Great response from the defenders.
Pretty much every kill you get on the GX side removes one of the ults, and what would have been a good plan of get in with a showstopper, put down the Viper's Pit. That idea is now gone. Nightfall sent through. It's not connected up to anybody. They'll give some space. The reveal lets them know the west side is hit, but this is a ruse. And this is a ruse that, as of right now, has claimed 0 victims. Nobody has yet to move on the defensive side. They're sitting passive. Cosmic Divide goes in, and it's a solid ult to really make things awkward for Ara. But he's going to connect to the site. And now with 30 seconds, they go back into the B side, which again, as said, no one has moved.
Yeah, they heard the op on A. They think then that the rotate should be coming in. The pressure should be felt, but the headshot machine. He's got it again. And then the run. Oh my goodness. Ara's missed. That was a crucial shot, a much needed one. 12 seconds. Okay, they can win the sprint to the site, and the first man doesn't have the spike. His job is to clear this out, to find this defender if they're on side. But Cloud catches them all. A double with time too far gone. It's 11 for GX. A close round, but not close enough for Pacific. The timeout burned. That was the last one as well. And now the home stretch for GX.
Oh yeah, it was something that I sort of mentioned back on Pearl when they were playing the defensive side. Was
you run back and forth, bro. You need to know what you do, brother. Okay? Let's go,
yeah,
baby.
It's kind of the, yeah,
that's fair.
He said it perfectly. It's like they like to sell fakes on Pacific. But if GX don't move, and you're not sending anybody into those sites, there's no real reason for them to, oh yeah, let's over-rotate, let's gamble, let's make all of these moves. It's not going to happen, and that is what lost the round for them, because the move back to B at the end,
situation है क्यों इंसान शांत हो जाता है जब किसी को अपना कोच देता है वो भी दो जन को लोग उसे सिंपैथी बोल देते हैं क्यों
Incredible comeback on Pearl. It looks like what might be needed again. Not quite as daunting of a scoreline, but here on Split, the attack we've seen so far, there is much left. Oh, to be seen from Pacific. Good kill by Cloud. Flickless on the rope takes down Ninja. And now the numbers back to a 3v3, but this time the pick does come into play. But it's not on the site. They can avoid it, wrap around it. Grabinho has other ideas sitting inside, waiting for aggression. They've caught Seahead around the top now. Pacific want to push through. They want to get some information, perhaps. And if they do, that's the hope of Grabinho. He'll be there waiting, shorty in hand. But instead, they back off. Move towards the site. This creates a danger. If Valorant goes down, Grabinho can easily join the troops. And in fact, the pit is going to fall. Now that whole defensive wing completely crumbles. Lands both.
भाई क्या patience है भाई गुरबिनो का
success against the odds, fighting back through that ult, through that utility against the clock for Pacific.
क्या discipline बाप रे.
It's just another head scratcher, man.
जब तक वो लोग साइड के अंदर ने कुछ नहीं किया बे. पहला जिससे बंदा वाला सीधा पिक तो फ्री किल.
They're giving up on the pit, so that maybe it reveals someone.
Heart attack, bro. Oh my God.
Same, Cloud. Same.
We are right there with you, my brother.
I'll be honest, like up until this half, you guys were partially to blame. Especially the last map, but you know.
But right now, the second half is a completely different story to the rest of the game, which is GX are punishing every mistake.
Yeah.
That's
look
as simple as that.
Retakes. Every round bar one has been them retaking and winning.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to set a new record for the worst post-bar in VCT history.
इसलिए मैं गाना कम करता हूँ. गाली इतना बढ़ता है ना, पेट ऐसी बढ़ता है.
Certainly with the sample size, Ara, he didn't even hit the boombot. He's out of there. Giving up control, damage done on the 7th.
एक लो है.
And this one of 5 attempts for GX to close it out. They go pushing into the defense that's shown on almost every retake. They have waited 30 seconds. They've let the clock run down. They've let Pacific make a mistake. And this time, it's an early mistake. The same punish there from GX. A big advantage. And look at them again. They are just waiting I don't know if Pipson genuinely screamed just wait 30 times during the timeouts, but if he did, perfectly played. Hold on. There's still some life in Pacific. We've seen them bounce back in some big clutch moments before, and now it's only the Viper from the pit left standing. Flickless does well, but CNED, he buys Pacific at least one more fight.
Yeah, we finally seen him come alive. I think in that round alone, he's almost doubled his kills. Yeah. He was on 5, now on 9. This overdrive was everything. Again, we saw this in the last map. All it takes is a little bit of a spark, but there doesn't seem to be a spark there. Look at the faces. Every time in the last map where they were coming back, they were screaming, they were shouting, they were 3, 4, 5 rounds down, and we see them almost off their
possible. But that's the problem, the way that they've lost these rounds is getting a foothold, having an advantage, and then letting it slip. And that's a completely different vibe to getting shut down in the entry. Okay, sure, we lost that fight. We played this wrong, but big mistakes were made. Pacific have a lot of course correction to do. 4 rounds in a row needed from this point, and it will be a slow start. This time they adopt the just wait approach and the fake again. This time towards B. They put pressure in B heaven. They're waiting outside B main. In fact, their A main players rotated back. This was a B fake into an A fake into a B hit. That's the plan from Pacific. Last time these fakes didn't work. Cloud was screaming at them from across the stage. Let's see if they've got a better idea this time.
Insert to B.
Slow. Thrown in. He's trying to create disparity between the push, and I'll be honest, it worked for a moment. They need a little bit more. Grabinho, a nice attempt.
Grabinho.
This time it's not just a post run, it's an advantage in one, but cheeky grab one, I like it. It's going to deny that little bit of extra space. Arrow though has found one on the back. It leaves them a little bit more segmented, a little bit more trapped. The reaction from Pacific should be to try and fight one of these players. They're completely isolated. They're sectioned off. But as of right now, they're yet to find that fight, and they're splitting up themselves. A chance still for Arrow. A chance to maybe take this here and now, but it's Cooper. He will keep them in the map. Another fight back from Pacific needed. And 2 rounds that come down to 1.
It's not close. It's
such a narrow margin, but they are holding on to a cliff's edge at the tips of their fingernails.
I think it's a pinky finger at this point.
It really is. They need Luffy to pull them all the way up. 3 in a row here.
You're losing against me, bro.
Well, they're winning.
Next match, come back, finals! Yeah!
You know what he means. Thing is, GX come in, to play with big impact on them as well. Arrow to close distance, West Side to open them up. The retakes can be terrifying. And we're seeing the same thing. We've seen this before, even from GX, even in this series. Most players, or some players, sitting in spawn while others look for information, find where the push is coming in. But I will give commendations to Pacific. The last round was much better than what we saw before, where they decide to play a much faster set of fakes. They left too much time between the B hits and the A hits last time, but this time it's much more direct, it's much more convincing. And that's a great sign. With 3 left to go.
More synergized as well.
Yes, yeah, they're fixing their pacing.
Because I think you could see it from the utility thrown out from West Side. The goal was to hit one set first, so the others couldn't pinch them at once. This time though,
1 second.
It seems like
1 second, my mouse is stuck.
read is a wrong one. Alorente is doing a great job to sell a fake with only a bandit. Oh, but the whole team's coming. They're going to go back, right?
No. Because
the thing is, if that's been sold as a fake, now they do actually get to walk into an open site.
W18 by the way,
It's worked perfectly.
I was very nervous, but it is. That's exactly what I want to see. Yeah, if the stack was still here, they'd know by now.
Are you ready for tomorrow, dude? Are you ready for tomorrow?
It clearly sells it to fake. Here's the retake, though. We talked about this, how powerful it could be. The old pop by Arrow, but he's going to be caught off by Ninja on the side. In goes the dash, but nothing found him. West Side caught on the way back out. That was huge commitment. I mean, for West Side to put his ult through, it almost means Arrow has to do the same to try to get in there quick, have some impact even on the slide, but being shot from an off angle completely decimated that play. And now those are some big pieces of the GX puzzle that will be missing for the rest of at least regulation here.
Bundle gift मेरे तरफ से.
Yeah. Oh, clearly felt like there was a gap to exploit.
एक bundle gift Acetol की तरफ से, Acetol की तरफ से.
He looks very surprised that he hit that shot. Not what you want to see, but you know, Cubert, you got a 3K the other round, so we'll let it slide.
मेरे तरफ से बोलने वाला था, लेकिन क्या अचानक से bang bang से आता है मेरे को.
It seems like Pacific only start the party once they're basically out of the map. It felt like this was a done deal. Or maybe we're looking at the other side, and it's just like GX can't win around the second they get to 12. Ara is looking to change that. The operator with the opener. Pressure being placed on, but Ara's there again. The distraction
उसके पीछे pop flash.
Massively. Can he get out? Yes, he
उसके
can.
पीछे pop flash.
And they've been fantastic in their retakes with a 2-man advantage.
Yo!
Make it a little more.
उनका ही अल्टा, उनकी वजह से उसको समझा नहीं, इतना जल्दी रैंप आ गया रे, माता रानी लगे, उनका ही अल्टा, कोई है नहीं रैंप पुश मार करने को.
Their second dinner.
आई भाई इसलिए बोलते always have a plan B in case left right होता है, there should be a plan B. सब कुछ heavy execute में डाला बिना info के और hashtag के साथ लग गए, hashtag के साथ close था, लेकिन close game.
Inferno for now. Promise and at least a lifeline, not going into next week 0-2. On the other side of the stage,
भाई अभी बाप मैच है, लेकिन energy बाप बची नहीं है.
For Pacific, they have to fight now. The next 3 games, it has to be a huge step up, and the opponents, they only go up in power as the weeks go on.
Yeah, I think the good thing for Pacific is it does seem like they go close with everybody. Unfortunately, close doesn't win you anything. For GX, this looks more like a starting block. There were some high highs in this series. Or with how they were able to play, but definitely some low lows in those second halves where teams are able to come back. But those are things that you kind of look at and go, okay, if we're getting advantages and letting them slip, we can work on that. It's a little bit more worrying if you're never getting the advantage.
The Giants certainly stirring, but there is so much more to be told of their story and how it ends. It's up to them. With some big games coming in the next few weeks, they'll be going back to the drawing board. And hopefully we'll see the same form out of the man that's down on the stage right now. Phenomenal game from him. Let's hear from Ara.
समझ रहे हो? तो
I feel like you
एक
guys
मैच
are
के लिए
already
एक
getting
चीज
ahead
बचा.
of yourselves talking about weeks to come. Right now, we get to enjoy the moment of victory. Ara, you were just insane. I want to say the whole series, but map number 3 especially. Did you feel that after losing map number 2, you're like, we can't let them have any more here. No space given.
I mean, I told even the boys, like, to not worry that we got this in our hands. Like, maybe
have you lost a little bit of brain cells?
A bit out of our hands. But we kept calm, we kept composure, and it just turned out to be good.
We were seeing, you know, during the timeouts, Pipson was quite
परेशान करके कैसा लगा ये
बताओ. What's your reaction when he's getting there and you know the game is so close to going in your way, but ultimately doesn't?
I mean, Pipson is every time trying to help us win the game, obviously. Maybe sometimes he can be a bit angry because like we do some rounds bad, some rounds, for example, I do bad, and I know he can be a bit angry, but he's only trying to help us win the game, and he cares about us.
True,
and,
true.
I have a couple more questions in regards to map number 2. Yourself picking up the Waylay, that's something that you had played last week on Pearl as well, but it not really eventuating to anything. Of course, you guys don't get the win here again, but you played just outstanding for it. Do you not feel the effects of the Waylay nerf?
I mean, the way we use the Waylay, we use it like kind of like
Go
a jet, to be
info.
honest. Like we always, I have no refract, for example, the ability, and it's kind of becomes a jet with a stun. So I don't really feel like it's bad or something. I feel like it's a good addition, but we still have to cook it up a bit more.
Maybe value करते हो it right now.
Like, we're not putting it out of the question by any degree there. The other question I have is, although the Giant X fans out there are obviously happy to get this series win along with you guys,
goal
this win?
और मेरे goal
of importance for you, but
30 minutes for next match? No, hardly 10 minutes.
I mean, this win really helped us like motivate us a lot after last week when we lost against Vitality. But we kept working hard, like we always keep working hard, and this is the key to success, I guess. And we will keep working hard even with this win, and I think it motivates us more.
Okay, I love that so much, Ara. Thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations again on the win. We're going to be going into a break. break on the other side of it, though. We still have so much more action as we're only halfway through our day number 1 for week number 2 here at VCT EMEA.
Wingman World while what?
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Wingman World while wanting a well-won break. Let's go!
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your connection in one tap. Express and game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free cosmetics, including Lightning Kicks Buddy and more. Scan to subscribe.
I was told this would be a light read. The file is the size of a major patch.
Dude, this is classic Leo. Bigger, bolder, better. I'm half expecting to get quadruple elimination at this point. Okay, so like when Plat Chat covers this, what's the dream headline?
Everything is a tournament.
That's pretty bold.
Exactly.
Told you.
I mean, think about it. Kickoff, Masters, Champions, they're all high-stake moments where every match counts. And what do they have in common? They're all tournaments. So we do more of that.
So what's changing?
Well, no more leagues, no more regular seasons, no more low-stake matches, no more several weeks-long journey to trophy lift. Instead, new tournaments. We'll call them cups. Short, high-stake competitions that replace the regular season, and each cup ends with a sick finals weekend event.
So everything is
a tournament.
Okay, and look, that all sounds awesome, but I told you to fix Tier 2.
No more Tier 2.
Leo, you can't just delete a tier.
Well, we're not deleting it. We're bringing all teams together into one single tier with open qualifiers in every region. Anyone can fight their way in, and they don't need to wait a year to do it.
Okay, so when you say regions, you mean Americas, APAC, EMEA?
Nope. Brazil qualifies out of Brazil, Japan qualifies out of Japan, Turkey qualifies out of Turkey, so on and so forth. A team win their regional qualifier, they're at a cup. A few weeks after that, they're on the biggest stages at Masters and Champions.
Wait. So theoretically, you're telling me a random 5-stack could just...
They're good enough, yes. And the further they go, the bigger the stage and the bigger they pay out. Everything matters now, and every match builds.
But like, partner teams still exist, right?
Yes, but they fight their way in like everyone else. And if they help us grow the sport with community, events, content, we support them.
Support like?
Team capsules, financial incentives, all the things. But most of the support is attached to winning games and qualifying to tournaments. So a non-partner team doing really well can make just as much, if not more.
Okay. The fans.
Fans over here!
We go to them. We go where fans are. Cups mean more events mean more cities means the VCT closer to you.
Did you practice that?
I did.
Wait, so let's make sure we got this. You want every stage to be high stakes?
Yes.
You want anyone to be able to qualify?
Yes.
Vandal 1 hour बचा है? एक second boys. एक second. Give me a moment. 1 second. 1 second boys. हैंडल मैंने, मैच होते रहेगा, मेरा कलेक्शन मैंने बोल। हाउ टू यूज सैचल प्लीज गाइड, नीचे देखे क्यों क्यों। W tournament changes for Valorant, yes sir. But we need a proper structure, good upcoming players, क्योंकि Valorant 2027 का रोड मैप अच्छा है, लेकिन we still have to defeat players from कोरिया, जापान, इधर उधर, समझ रहे हो। सारे क्रेजी क्रेजी प्लेयर से लड़ना तो पड़ेगा, ये भी नहीं दिखा सकता। कार्ड डिटेल्स डाल रहा हूँ, रिस्क नहीं ले रहा। एक सेकेंड, ठीक है। एक सेकेंड, भाई ये वाला बंडल लेके आया, ये वाला बंडल एक्चुअली अच्छा है। हाँ नेक्स्ट भी अच्छा हुआ तो नहीं नहीं, लेकिन ये एक्चुअली बहुत क्रेजी है, उसका क्लासिक भी बहुत प्यारा है। रिकॉर्ड कैसा था? लैंग्वेज नेक्स्ट मैच देखोगे पता नहीं रही, जितना वेट कर रहा हो उतना एनर्जी ड्रेन हो रहा है, पता है, मजाक सेट कर। ब्रो ऐसा देख के जरा जरा भाई, वो नाइट मार्केट में आएगा कि नहीं आएगा वो स्किन? चैट क्या वो आ सकता है किधर किधर, कभी ना कभी? स्टोर में आएगा ना? चिल आएगा ना, चलो एटलीस्ट हम लोग जिंदगी में पहली बार एटलीस्ट स्टोर के लिए अपन लाइफ में पहली बार थोड़ा बहुत एक्साइटेड हो सकते हैं अभी। हाँ एटलीस्ट अपन लाइफ में पहली बार अभी स्टोर के लिए थोड़ा बहुत अपन एक्साइटमेंट दिखा सकते हैं, क्या बोलते हो? आएगा बट चांसेस लो है। कहाँ से चांसेस लो है? सारे स्किन है, चांसेस लो कहाँ से भाई? कितना लेजी है यार तू, मैं एंड मोमेंट तक रुका था रे, क्यों रुका था पता नहीं। ये भुसड़ी का दाग कब जाएगा पता नहीं लाइफ में से। एक हल्का सा टिकट रेस करके देखो क्या है। डियर राइट, आई लव वैलोरेंट एंड आई हैव अ स्कीम फॉर यू, बट टू नो दैट स्कीम आई वांट अ स्कीमा वेंडर, ऐसा कुछ। साला ब्लैक थॉर्न मेरे गाफ में लगना था। आप ज़रफ के साथ खेल लो, वो लोग आपके बिना नहीं जीत पा रहे। भाई खेलेंगे, मेरे में जरा भी एनर्जी नहीं है भाई। इधर चक्कर जैसे आ रहा, आंखें धुंधली हो रही है, कहाँ से बे। टिकट रेडिस करो, बाय करो, ट्राई करो, बोलो बाय करेंगे। आई थिंक पॉसिबल। देखते हैं, बाद में करते हैं। मिड था वैसे भी, नर माइंड मेरा कलेक्शन है रे। फातिमा जी को बोलो फ्री में मिलेगा। फातिमा जी नहीं है अभी राइट में। चैट, ये मैच देखते देखते सो जाएगा। और 10 मिनट है चैट। मेरे से एकदम अभी और बैठा नहीं जा रहा। एकदम वैसा वाला, एकदम NHK वाला वाइब जा रहा है। हाँ, मेरे को लगा नहीं था 12 बजे चालू होगा दूसरा मैच। ठीक है। कल आएंगे फुल डबल ट्रिपल एनर्जी के साथ एसिडल वॉच पार्टी। और उसके बाद क्या है वो देखते हैं। कल है एसिडल वॉच पार्टी और फेनेटिक वाइटलिटी लिक्विड हेरिटिक्स। भाई कल फुल एनर्जी के साथ सब कर सकते हैं अपन। उसके बाद वापस पैसिफिक है, DRX T1 नोंगशिम DRX। उसके बाद नावी फूड KC और फिर वापस रात को सेंटिनल्स। उसके बाद वापस पैसिफिक। अरे मार्च, मैं जा रहा हूँ जो बच कुछ एनर्जी थी शेड्यूल देख के खत्म हो गया। आई वुड लाइक टू अपोलोजाइज। मैं एकदम मैं हल्का सा मैं पागल हो गया हूँ। शेड्यूल देख के थोड़ा सा पागल हो गया हूँ गाइस। चटकोस मिलते हैं वेरी सून। अभी गेमिंग होएगी सीधा 1 हफ्ते बाद। वैलोरेंट लाइव स्ट्रीम रैंक पुश इंडिया सीधा मिलेंगे 1 हफ्ते बाद, ठीक है। और जो वो आर्क के लिए रुके हैं, यू हैव टू वेट फॉर नेक्स्ट ईयर 2027, ठीक है। चलो चैट, आई वुड रियली लाइक टू अपोलोजाइज। सॉरी, मैं सच्ची एक मैप करके जाने का मन था, लेकिन ये वो टाइमर जो मेरे मुंह के सामने से 6 मिनट जा रहा है ना, वो भी इतना स्लो मोशन में। हर सेकंड ऐसा मेरा आत्मा मेरे अंदर से नहीं बंक जा, रेस्ट ले ले, ऐसा बोल रहा है। वो टाइमर नहीं रहता तो शायद वो भी जाता, लेकिन ना, इम्पॉसिबल है। स्लो मोशन पे हो रहा है वो टाइमर। चलो बाय, टेक केयर। कल आएंगे डबल एनर्जी के साथ। एनर्जी अभी भी है लेकिन इट्स डिमिनिशिंग। चलो बाय चैट, लव यू, बाय, आदियोस चैट में, आदियोस, टेक केयर, सी यू, मीट यू टुमारो, गुड नाइट्स, लव यू। जिसको भी गंदा गेम प्ले देखने का जाके 5 मैन देख सकते हो। थैंक
And we could be in love, lighting up the dark, but there's nothing I can do